I don't know what's going on today, Matt Connell.
I came in with some negative energy.
You got some explaining to do, first of all. You owe me 2 sheets of paper.
There's only one.
A little bit of printer ink.
Oh,
I printed one for myself.
I guess.
You know, it's not just you on this show, Matt. You got some explaining to do. You know, especially to the listeners.
Especially to that David guy.
To that David guy. He probably watched UFC 5
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
chomping at the bit
Yeah.
for this fucking breakdown on the SCRAPCAST.
Oh, no.
And what'd you do?
I didn't have time.
Well,
That's
you
not
didn't.
necessarily true.
Whoa! You didn't have fucking time.
Well, yeah. I watched UFC 1.
Right. But your homework was
UFC 5.
5. Right. All right. Now listen,
It was driving me nuts. I needed to know how it started.
Right.
After watching those older shows, I was like, I need to see the first one. So yeah. So the other day, I thought I was even getting ahead too, right?
Sure.
I'm like, this will give me time to be able to watch you. My plan was to watch UFC 1 and 2.
Uh-huh.
And then watch 5. So I come in here just fucking, let's go. I'm all caught up. Now I can just start watching them fucking 8, 9, 10, keep going forward, right?
Sure,
That
right.
was my plan.
Yeah.
And then shit got in the way, and
Yeah.
UFC 1 was fun.
Yeah. So this is like, you come to school and the teacher says, hey, I want you to read this book, you know?
Yeah, but
now later on in the year,
last-
you're going to read that book. But right now, we need to read this book.
Okay.
And you fucking went to the other book.
But the week before, the teacher forgot to even bring a book.
That's not true.
You
No, that's not true.
okay? You read some shit.
I read all these fucking books. All right? I wrote half of these fucking books. Don't worry about me.
Oh God! You know what? Part of me,
Christ almighty.
I did realize today, at like 5:15,
Yeah.
that
You fucked up.
that I fucked up.
Right.
And that gives me enough time to probably watch it. But I wanted to watch it right.
Yeah.
And I also kind of wanted to come on one week and not do it and just see you fucking explode for a minute.
Well, you just did.
Your headphones used to be black, now they're red. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's your just
Steam coming out of my fucking
steam.
ears. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
I had so many great talking points about UFC 5. You fucked me here, Matt. You fucked me. You fucked the listeners. I think really what we need here is an apology before we can move forward.
No, I'm not going to apologize. You know why? Because every week we end the podcast and we go, we didn't mention this, we didn't mention that.
Right.
Well, now we're not going to fill up a half an hour of 1993.
Sure.
We could talk about how
95, first of all.
whatever. We talk about how Verdum just got a failed drug test by USADA.
Yeah. Well, earlier in the day, he got signed to main event
fight.
in Russia.
Right.
And yeah, hours later,
Yeah.
he's pissing hot.
Yeah, they're like
That's too bad. No surprise coming out of Verdum because, he's a bit of a fucking cheater. Let's be honest.
You said the Brazilians.
It's the Brazilians.
You say it every time.
They love the juice.
He's like, sign the contract, I'm good.
That's right. Give me the gear.
Give me the gear.
Yeah, I signed it. Give me the gear. Let's go. Oh, wait a minute.
But
Yeah.
that's some big news.
Yeah, I guess it's some big news. It'd be bigger news if he was actually in title contention. He's not really. He's not really there anymore.
I guess, yeah, he got knocked out hard by Stipe.
Stipe, yeah.
Who did he just came off a loss too, didn't he?
Yeah, he just lost another one, I think.
Was that the RDA?
RDA. I'm not sure if RDA, as a welter. I mean, he did just move up a weight class.
Yeah.
But it was from 155 to 170. I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, no.
I mean, I know he's been eating in the off season, but I'm not sure if he's right there at
He's not
heavyweight.
exactly Jimi Hendrix.
Quite. Yeah, not quite.
I can
not
see
quite
that for a
yet. All right, listen. But you did watch UFC 1.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll come back and we'll talk about
That
UFC
was
1.
terrible.
Yeah.
I kind of almost regret
You
it.
watch your fucking mouth.
It was terrible.
You watch your fucking mouth. All right,
Who
hold
was
on.
the guy who was like the main commenter guy? The guy hosted the whole fucking thing. Older fella. Kept forgetting name. Called Royce Gracie.
Yeah. So did you hear the burp?
Yes,
Yeah.
I did hear the burp.
Yeah. Well, that's Bill Wallace. Superfoot.
That's
Bill
who-
Wallace.
okay, that's
yeah.
who it was.
Legit fighter. You know,
Okay, so that's why he was there.
decorated. Yeah.
Okay.
Decorated kickboxer.
It doesn't bother me as much then.
Yeah.
I didn't know all that. 'Cause
No,
they
he
didn't-
deserved to be there.
Yeah, he didn't really talk about his credentials. He
Yeah.
just talked about the other guys.
Now, the chick that was on there with him,
Right.
no business being there.
Yeah, I don't know who she
No
was.
business. But anyway, we'll come back to UFC 1. First thing I want to talk about here, this fight card this past weekend. UFC Fight Night
Sleeper
129. Didn't look great on paper.
First of all, does anybody remember those numbers?
I don't know. I just see it on the page in front of me. So I was like, I don't know why they number the fight nights. I mean, I get it why they do the pay-per-views. I don't know. I guess it's easy to search, right?
Easy to look up, right?
Yeah, it's easy to search. It's a good idea.
But this card was.
I mean, we number our podcasts, right?
Yeah.
And no one even gives a fuck about those.
No one even notices.
Yeah, but we got to number them.
We have to.
I fucked up the numbers on the Sploodcast.
When you posted, or
past week was episode 89, but all throughout the intro, I was calling it episode 90. I fucked it up a little bit. All right, so let's talk about this card, man. This was a fucking good card. We'll go through it a little bit. We'll go over the. What do you call those?
We can
the
skip
picks.
those.
Yeah, I can't wait to go over the picks. You didn't do too terrible near the end.
Near the end,
Yeah.
I made up a little bit of ground.
Little bit,
Yeah.
So first fight, Vicente Luque versus Chad Laprise.
Yeah.
Man, the story of this fight for me, what I was super impressed in was the footwork from both fucking guys. I mean, they never stopped. Not a lot of head movement. I would have liked to have seen a little more head movement.
Yeah, they were cracking each other.
Yeah, but the footwork was fucking amazing, man. But Luque, just too strong, man. Too strong, too powerful. And like I said last week, he can fucking crack. He
That
can
was a
choke you out.
short shot. I can't even believe that was like pretty much just walking KO. Like,
Yeah.
And that was a short little hook.
Yeah, well, the most dangerous punch is a 6-inch punch. Right, you generate the most power by going the shortest distance. All of Mike Tyson's knockouts were all, right from his chin to the other guy's chin, not cranking back and wailing. You get all the energy from a very short punch. Right,
got it.
This was Bruce Lee's idea way back in the 70s. The shortest distance you travel, the more power you generate against your opponent.
Is that the one where you
Bruce Lee philosophy?
Sat the guy down without put his hand on him, whatever that thing?
Oh, I don't know. I just know it was his philosophy that the shorter, distance you have to punch, the more effective the punch is, the stronger, the more force.
It was insane. It was
great shot.
I didn't see it like they seemed like it was going to go back and forth for a little bit longer, and then just like, nope, fight's over.
Yeah, and Laprise had his moments too, man. He landed some good fucking shots.
Yeah,
but Luque's just better, plain and simple. So let's go to the picks on this one here.
Okay.
Let's see.
I'm gonna take my glasses off so I can't read them.
Let's see here. Yeah, here we go. So I had Luque, second round KO. So I had the right guy. I had the right method, but I had the wrong. I had the wrong round. So I got a 2 points out of a possible 3. So 2 for me, and you had Laprise, second round KO. You get no points.
I got a big goose egg on that one.
You get no fucking points. Next fight. Anyways, that was a great fight. I knew it was going to be. Remember, I said I think this might be the fight of the night. I don't think it was that because, man, those prelims fights, we're not going to talk about them. But holy fuck, there were some strong finishes, some great fucking scraps.
I didn't watch the prelims.
Oh, man, the prelims had.
Was it good?
Oh, it was amazing. Knockouts, submissions, fucking unbelievable back and forth fights.
I should go. Actually, you know what? It was one of the guys.
It's on Fight Pass.
Yeah, I don't know if Jimmy or if it was Anik, whoever the other guy was with them, said it, but one of them mentioned a prelim fight.
Yeah.
So I was like,
yeah,
that's.
And they actually mentioned it for this fight here. They were talking about Angela Lee and Macedo, whatever her name is, Veronica Macedo. He said this could be the fight of the night, except they got some pretty big shoes to fill because there's already been a lot of fucking.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah,
okay,
something
that's
like that. It was either in that fight or the other girl fight, the Grasso Suarez. But anyway, Angela Lee, UFC debut. She looked pretty goddamn impressive.
Yeah, if I refresh my memory, is that all the takedowns? That was all the takedowns.
Yeah,
okay,
and she mopped the fucking floor with Macedo.
Yeah.
Macedo, she hung in there, but I mean, it was very one-sided. So I had Angela Lee. First round.
Is it Andrea?
Andrea, could be Andrea, could be Angela. I don't fucking know. I was talking to a lot of Angelas today. So
that could be it.
It could be Andrea. Anyway, Lee won by decision. I had her picked first round TKO, so I get 1 point for that. You have Macedo winning decision on that. You get another goose egg over here.
I don't get the decision.
I'm gonna pick up I'm gonna pick up another. I'm gonna pick up another point over here. Good fight though. Good debut for Andrea Lee.
Entertaining fight.
Yeah, I love how you ask me. Isn't it Andrea? And we're both looking at it on the same paper in front of each of us.
Sarcastic.
That's fuck you. What's sarcasm? I don't know what it is. Next fight, Guido, or actually they were calling him Guido. Guido Canetti, Diego Rivas. This was quite a fucking fight.
Yeah.
Man, this was a great fight. I enjoyed the shit out of this. Guido, tough as fucking nails, man. But Rivas is just... Oh, fuck, that's right. Oh, I remember this fight. I was thinking about Reyes in the next fight. Yeah, Rivas was the hometown guy.
Right, okay.
Who survived cancer. Remember? Did you not hear him talking about that? He survived cancer.
I think so, yeah.
He comes back from beating cancer. He's finally fighting in his hometown, and he fucking loses.
And I think it was a tight.
It was a close fight, but he lost 2 rounds. Guido, Guido worked him, man.
I remember
fucking worked him. Third round.
Oh, this is one that literally the fans fucking. Was this the one the fans booed during the entire interview? Okay,
yeah.
right.
And I thought that was kind of bullshit, man, because Guido, he did enough work. That third round.
It was a close.
It was a close fight, and Rivas really came on at the end of that third. The very end of the fight when they were going toe to toe was fucking amazing, man.
Yeah, my buddy Mitch was over watching those fights with me, and I looked at him. He goes, "Who do you think's gonna win?" And I said, I think Guido should win. Yeah. I said, but the hometown boy might get the edge here. But then they didn't, and I was like, oh shit.
And good on the judges because they didn't, they didn't go fucking rogue and give it to the wrong guy. I thought that was a split,
but it's saying unanimous.
It was unanimous, man. It was 2 rounds to 1 for Guido Canetti.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking I did watch the last prelim fight then. That was it.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. All right. So anyway, good fight. I had Canetti in a decision. You had Rivas in a decision. So I get I get a couple points there. You get another goose egg. And moving on.
A couple zeros coming in hot.
A lot of zeros there. It's 5-0 right now on the picks.
Yeah. It's a tough week.
Yeah, that's $5. But I think I owe you 3 from last week.
That's true.
Yeah. So you're doing all right now. You're only down $2.
Before? It was 6-0.
No, we didn't count that week. Oh my God. Yeah, we didn't count that week. And it wasn't 6-0.
It was 6-0.
It wasn't fucking 6-0.
Check the tapes.
No one's checking tapes. No one cares enough.
Check the tapes.
Next fight, Dominic Reyes versus Jared Cannonier. This was a good fucking fight, man.
I'm trying to remember this fight besides the finish.
Yeah, Reyes just came out and fucking smoked him. Yeah. And Cannonier's a tough fucking guy, man, but Reyes is the real fucking deal. And he's gonna cause a lot of problems in that light heavyweight division. He's a serious fucking contender.
Oh, right. Yeah, he beat the living fuck out of him. Right. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It was ugly.
Yeah,
it was ugly.
This was a tough one to watch.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah, he hurt him bad.
This almost looked like a Bellator fight.
Yeah. It looked like a mismatch, although Cannonier, it looked like Reyes had no business being in there because Cannonier has been in the UFC for quite a few fights, and Reyes is just coming in and fucking dominated him, man. Absolutely dominated him.
Yeah, that was. You know what I liked most about that fight was because I didn't watch all the prelims. It was nice to watch a fucking just a big exciting finish, knockout one. So that was something to get me kind of excited for the next big old fucking fight.
The next big old fight there. I had Reyes 3rd round TKO. It ended up being a 1st round TKO. I'll take a pair of points there. You'll take a big fucking nothing. Yeah. Because you had. Oh no! Shit! No, you're getting points here, bud.
I was gonna say
you had
Reyes. I picked Reyes.
You had Reyes in a 2nd round sub.
Okay, I thought I did. I did decision, but unanimous.
You're in good shape. You're in good shape. You're in no danger. All right, so
God, big point.
This
big point. Here we go.
But you're getting a point here because this fight with Grasso and Tatiana Suarez.
We both picked Kumar though, right?
Kumar
or Kamaru? I mean.
Dude, we're not even on the fucking main event.
Oh, fuck. Let's go there.
That's why I print these fucking things out
I'm not looking at it, man. I'm going by memory.
Jesus
I don't like these
Christ.
sheets.
You don't like the sheets.
I'm just kidding.
You're going to use the fucking sheets. If you're not going to watch UFC 5, you're at least using the fucking sheets.
All right.
So here we go. I had Grasso.
Tatiana,
Suarez, I'll be honest. You recognized her from The Ultimate Fighter.
Right.
I didn't watch that season. I didn't know fuck all about her. I didn't realize that she was the female fucking Khabib
she's a ground. That's all she did in Ultimate Fighter was just fucking wrap girls up and choke them out.
Yeah. And that's exactly what she did here. Real shame, man. Alexa Grasso, the UFC's really trying to push her. I mean, she's an attractive young girl.
This looked like a
from
size
Mexico
difference too, though. It looked like a pretty big size
difference. Big experience and technical prowess difference.
I think
big time.
I don't know anything really about Grasso, but I think if she is as good at the ground as Tatiana, I still don't think she could have done much because if your skill was relatively equal, that size difference would have done enough for
Listen, I had no idea going into this. I didn't do enough research to realize that this was actually a grappler versus a striker. I knew Grasso was a boxer mainly.
Yeah, I don't know anything about her.
Yeah, she's mainly a boxer, right? Mexican, right? They're all boxers. But, yeah, she had zero fucking ground game, and Suarez just, she fucking swarmed her and choked her out real fucking quick.
Yeah, less than 3 minutes or something. Was it 2:44? Yeah.
Yeah. And so anyway, you had Suarez, but you had Suarez as a decision. So you do get 1 point. I get fucking nothing for that one. Absolutely nothing.
I should have picked the first round sub.
You should have picked the
had
first round. Yeah,
there.
absolutely. But you're going to do all right here. I got a funny story to tell you after we go through this card. I got a little something funny to tell you and why I don't feel so bad about losing this next pick.
Okay.
So main event was obviously Damian Maia versus Kamaru Usman. Usman dominated Damian Maia. Couldn't, never close to threatening him with any finish or anything.
Exactly, yeah.
But, I mean, he controlled the entire fight. Damian Maia looked fucking lost. It was rough. It was rough, man. It was a hard thing to watch for me. I got to tell you, man.
Is it tough for us you just because of the history of watching Damian Maia?
It's tough for me.
Because I don't have that. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm just watching two guys fight.
That's right. For me, man, like Damian Maia obviously represents the old guard. And it almost seems like 2018's that year. Always, throughout, ever since like 2000, let's say 5 or 6, you start seeing the heroes go downhill and the new guys take over. But I don't think it's ever stood out, at least not to me, as much in 2018. All the heroes going down. It's tough to deal with, man.
Well, that's what I was saying last week.
It's tough for me.
That's what I'm saying last week. It's kind of like, and you kind of get a little tight on me, but it's kind of out with the old and in with the new.
It really is.
It seems to be that way.
Yeah.
The new guys are really good.
The new guy. I mean, the level, right? The level
good.
has just been raised. And, you got guys like, and a lot of people shit on Conor McGregor and they think he's just all talk and all this business. But Conor McGregor represents the new guard, man, and it's different. Yeah. And we're going to talk about it once we start to break down the fight card coming up this weekend.
Well, in this fight,
we're going to talk about
is kind of what made me kind of start second guessing my cockiness about Wonder Boy over Darren Till. Mm-hmm. It kind of made me just think about that a little more and look at them as just two fighters and not a guy that I really like.
Yeah.
Because that's the problem. Now I'm starting to get those guys, right?
Yeah.
You know how you are right now with Damian Maia. I'm starting to get that way with Wonder Boy. I've watched now 4 or 5 of his fights.
Yeah.
I'm investing
and
in
he's
his
already
fights.
maybe on the downside.
Right.
Compared to the young guys,
and
right?
Darren Till, I've only watched him fight once, and it was watch him knock a guy out who I was rooting for in Cowboy.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like, fuck, I'm kind of starting to get the guys I don't like and the guys I like. So,
yeah.
So I'm starting to think, am I thinking this way with my heart or am I thinking this way with my head?
Yeah.
And I think with that fight, I may be thinking that way with my heart.
Yeah. And that's what I did here, right? With Maia.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I think it started for me. I started to notice, really, I think the changing of the guard began way back when Rashad Evans knocked out Chuck Liddell. For me, that was the first one to go, oh shit. Okay. So now we're getting new guys are on a fucking higher level. Because Rashad, I don't know if you ever watched his fight with Chuck Liddell. Everyone thought that Chuck was dead. Like that Rashad hit him.
Yes.
He hit him with an overhand right
but,
that just fucking put him to the ground so quickly and devastatingly. That's where it started for me.
Was that from the Ultimate Fighter?
Well, no, but Rashad won his season of the Ultimate Fighter, and it was shortly after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, man, that was it was heartbreaking. It really was heartbreaking. But now we're seeing it more and more, especially this year. And this was this was all part of it. So obviously Usman wins the unanimous decision.
Did you pick Maia?
I picked Maia.
I thought you picked Usman.
Oh, no, I picked Maia.
Did you pick Usman originally and then switch to Maia?
No, I believe what I said is my heart. My heart says Maia.
Oh, okay.
My head says Usman,
Just like,
obviously.
okay, right.
And I was also wrong, too, because you had mentioned that you thought Maia was a replacement, and he was.
Okay.
So it was supposed to be Ponzinibbio.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
Okay, that makes sense.
So anyway.
I thought there was a replacement, but I thought it was Usman that was a replacement, not Maia.
Not Maia,
but it was Maia.
It was Maia because Ponzinibbio was the only motherfucker crazy enough to sign a fight with Usman because everyone's been ducking him, Colby Covington especially. But anyway, great performance by Usman. He fucking dominated Damian Maia. You got Usman decision. You get 2 points there. I
didn't think there was going to be a finish
all
in that fight.
I picked Maia first round rear naked choke. So before I tell you the story behind this fucking deal and what's great about this and why I don't feel bad about it, not even a little bit, let's go ahead and do the tally here. All right. So let's so 2 points, 4.6, 7 points for me. And you've got 1, 2,
Guess what
4.
that does?
Pulls us even, bro.
Pulls us
even. I love it.
Oh,
this
is nice.
So now here's the crazy thing. Okay. So last Tuesday, we made these picks, right?
Right.
And I picked Damian Maia by rear naked choke. And I think I've told you this before where I trained with Damian Maia. I may even have mentioned this last week. Trained with Damian Maia. Same weekend was Damian Maia, Matt Serra, Boss Rutan, Babalu, a whole bunch of fucking guys, right? But this was like 10 years ago. Maybe 9 years ago. So anyway, I'm listening to UFC Unfiltered on Thursday. Now, they record it Wednesdays. But I'm listening to it, and Matt Serra is, he's one of the guys on there.
Right.
And he's making his picks, okay? Before he makes his pick, he starts telling a story about Damian Maia, how 10 years ago they were in Toronto together doing this weekend of Warriors seminar fucking deal. Same one that I was talking about on Tuesday, same event that I went to where I met Matt Serra, hung out with him all night, met all those fucking dudes. One of the best weekends of my life, right?
That's crazy.
I mean, for me, thinking about Matt Serra, this is just another fucking weekend seminar for him. But here he is on the podcast 2 days after we recorded, talking about that very same seminar. And the interesting thing, why he was telling the story is because Damian Maia took everybody else's seminar that weekend.
Holy shit.
Like, he sat in on their fucking classes.
How many were there?
Oh, well, there was Babalu, there was Rob Kamen, Boss Rutan, Matt Serra. So he took at least 4 seminars.
That's crazy.
Right? And so he mentioned that. Here's the great thing. After he mentioned that, so I'm listening to it going, this is crazy, man. Matt Serra's talking about the same fucking seminar where I met him, and I was talking about it on a podcast 2 days, earlier. That, yeah. Right? What does Matt Serra do? He picked Damian Maia by first round rear naked fucking choke. And I was like, yes. I don't even care what happens now. I got to feel.
Does Jim Norton do picks on that?
Yeah, he does, but he wasn't there. He's overseas doing shows. I was going to say,
I wonder what he picked.
Yeah, yeah.
I think like the goof.
I think he called in his picks. We'll find out. Did that come out today? It may have come out today. I didn't listen to it yet, though. But yeah, how cool is that Sarah was talking about the same seminar.
Man, that'd be surreal.
And makes the same fucking pick. It was so strange, man. Really cool.
From your perspective, it must have just been like mind blowing.
Yeah, it was. Well, look at this picture.
That's what I mean.
That picture right there is from that weekend.
We've talked about Matt Serra and you and training, and obviously we talked about that. You did mention that Damian Maia thing last week.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that you hear the guy that we talked about and shit.
Yeah.
Talking about an event that you just talked about.
Yeah.
That's...
It's so strange, man. That was really cool.
Think about it. He's in fucking New York somewhere. Not thinking about...
He's a fucking big shot.
Yeah.
I'm nobody.
Yeah.
But it was cool, man. It was cool to almost reconnect with Matt Serra.
Share the same memories.
Yeah.
Is even...
Yeah. It was a pretty fucking cool moment,
That's
man.
pretty insane.
Yeah. I thought it was something cool to share on the podcast anyway.
I don't think too many people would have that, because how many people have podcasts?
That's right.
And shit like that. That's a pretty crazy coincidence.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, man. It was pretty cool, and made losing that pick no problem at all to deal with. You know what I mean? Well, made it pretty easy to handle.
Plus, getting the first fucking 4 all right probably didn't help either.
And pulling even in the series. Yeah. So anyway, we'll get into Game 7. We'll get into Game 7 here, by the way. But before we do that, we've got lots of time. We got lots of time to break down this fight. We got through that recap pretty quickly. So you went back and you watched UFC 1.
Yes.
Despite the fact that it wasn't your homework and was going to be this week.
I'm a fucking rebel.
Yeah. Well, you know what the only problem is if, when people are listening and they go, oh, these guys are going to do, so I'm going to watch UFC 5 and then, so obviously your homework this coming week.
If you're pissed off at me, you can email us at thescrapcast.
Oh, fuck. Let me get the music on and turn it up. I'll just turn you down. There you go. I control this fucking board, Matt.
Motherfucker.
Oh, he's back. There he is. UFC 1.
It was interesting.
Right. It was very
interesting. The ref was brutal.
Yeah, the ref was fucking brutal. But you know, the thing is that ref had no fucking clue what was going on.
Right.
It wasn't very clear
Especially
really what his role was even.
We don't need to go through the whole card. I'll just go through some hot spots.
Sure, man. You just talk about what you thought about the event overall. We don't have to break it all down.
My biggest memory was the ref, especially in the Hoist Gracie Ken Shamrock fight.
Yeah, that was fucking
And
bullshit.
it almost seemed like Shamrock was like, I didn't tap, but he tapped like 5 fucking times.
Well, he actually did say that. He said, no, I didn't tap.
But then...
And Hoist Gracie was holding him still, and he's like, you know you fucking tap, Ken.
Yeah, and then it kind
You know you tap. You can read his fucking lips.
Yeah, I know.
And he's yelling at him, you know you fucking tap.
The ref didn't even know what to do.
He didn't know what to do.
They just kind of just ended it. Everyone knew that he tapped.
Yeah.
And then they did the replay, and they counted. It was literally 5 times he tapped.
Yeah.
It was obvious tap.
It was very obvious, man.
Right.
If he hadn't tapped, he was going to go on fucking conscious.
But then when he did his interview, Ken Shamrock after the cage, he was just, he was the better man. That was blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
He didn't try to protest then, but...
That's ego, man. You know what I mean? That was the very first UFC, and he's coming down, and he's got his fucking robes, and he's all fucking jacked up, and he thinks he's going to win the whole thing.
Right.
I mean, he tapped out Pat Smith pretty fucking handily.
Well, that's
Pat
what I
Smith's
mean.
a dangerous fucking guy.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He had especially when you have those fights leading up to that, you're not thinking, you're just seeing that, this guy's just doing the same thing I'm doing. I'm just way bigger than him.
Yeah.
Right? He doesn't realize the detail that Hoist Gracie was doing.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's right. And he sort of did because he'd already been fighting over in Pancrase in Japan and stuff. He understood free fighting, but he was nowhere near the level of grappler. Submission grappler that Hoist was.
It was fun listening because what you didn't get in the other UFCs that I got in this one was them introducing Hoist Gracie for the first time, and you could tell that even the commentators were kind of fanboying over this.
Well, of course.
It's like they knew going in. They knew who was winning.
Sure. Well, and you know why,
no
right?
Question, right?
And you know why? Because Hoist's brother, Horion, is the guy who started the fucking UFC.
Right, yeah.
Right?
He made
and the reason they started it is because, back in the day, and you can find these online, the Gracie challenge videos. So the Gracies had a challenge. Anybody who put up $100,000 could challenge a Gracie, and if you beat them, you win $100,000. That was the Gracie challenge.
That's insane.
And people would come from all over, not for that much money. They'd come in and say, "Hey, we got $5,000."
Was it
match
beat them
it
at
and
jiu-jitsu or just beat them at, you just try to beat
fight?
them? Holy
Just
shit.
a fight, like a UFC, but in a gym setting, right? And these Gracie challenge videos are all over the fucking place, and it's from a lot of Gracies, not just Hoist. It's Horion, it's Hickson,
Are they on YouTube?
Hyen, it's all those fucking guys. Yeah, they're on YouTube.
I'm gonna check
yeah,
it
you can find them a lot of them on YouTube.
That's cool.
And you can order all the fucking tapes online. From the Gracie Academy or whatever.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah. So, but the thing was, those videos weren't enough to get enough traction to convince people to come out to all these jiu-jitsu gyms that they're opening in the United States, hoping to make a fucking living at teaching North America, Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Trying to live the American dream.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't enough because back then there was no fucking YouTube. You know what I mean? There was the internet, but the internet wasn't,
I was going to say,
I didn't have the fucking internet in 92. You know what I mean?
I'm just old enough that I remember getting the internet as a kid.
Yeah.
So I can't, even when people talk about not having the internet, luckily I'm still in that I think I'm lucky anyway.
Yeah.
That I come from a time where I can remember not having internet.
Right.
Because I kind of feel bad for these kids that don't remember that.
Yeah.
Because back then it must have just been intense to hear it through like other avenues.
Yeah. I was 23 before I was ever on the internet. 23 years old.
Yeah, I obviously wasn't that old. But
no, obviously not. Yeah. Fuck you. And not cool for you to point out that you're, that much younger than me.
I didn't know you were so sensitive.
Yeah, no, that's all right. Listen,
just
anybody wants to be a co-host on the Scrapcast, our email. What's our email again?
I forget.
Shit, I was going to turn you down anyway.
Well, why would I give the email out for that reason?
Yeah, I know. I was trying to trick you. Sarcasm, Matt. I don't know if you are familiar with it.
I tried it earlier. You didn't get it.
So anyway, their answer to that was, hey, let's go on fucking pay-per-view, set up these fights. We'll throw in our smallest looking fucking family member.
Bold to go pay-per-view right away.
Very bold. But really, what else are you going to do? There's no other way to get it out there. If there's no internet, there's no YouTube. You got to do something, right? So anyway, that's why the UFC was created. Really, just to showcase Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. That's all it started.
You're the one that told me that the reason why they Hoist is like the smallest Gracie.
Yes.
But if they wanted to prove that how great Jiu-Jitsu was, why wouldn't they want to put their best.
Because that defeats the purpose, right? If you put the
But
biggest,
purpose
if
was
you
to
put the
sell-
biggest, but if you put the biggest Gracie in there,
everyday one.
everyone's going to go, well, of course he won. Look at the size of him, right?
Okay.
But if you put a guy 160 fucking pounds, 6 feet, right? And you put him against a bunch of monsters and he fucking strangles all of them, that's impressive, right? You know, a big guy beating somebody with another big guy with skill. Sure, it's a little impressive that he's got that skill, but you take that a little guy now
Everyday man.
and put him against everybody.
Now everybody thinks they can do it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right?
That makes way more sense.
Right?
I'm
And then
with
it
you.
goes, oh shit, I need to start fucking.
And they know they're going to win the first, at least few coming out anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
so-
I think they were very confident.
At some point, the sport will catch up like it did, but
That's right.
it's going to be a while.
Yeah. It's going to be a while, but really, I mean,
even Pat Smith, he was quick on saying, you know, if you can't fight in the ground, you can't fight.
you can't fight. And that was
So-
UFC 6.
Yeah.
Didn't take people very fucking long to figure it out. Right?
People look terrified getting to that ring or that octagon.
Well, they
with-
should have
with
been.
Hoist.
Yeah.
Like
They-
not terrified to get hurt, just terrified as in I know
I'm going to get
I'm going to
embarrassed.
lose.
I'm going to get embarrassed.
I know I'm going to lose.
Yeah,
There's nothing I can do to win
Yeah,
this
I
fight.
don't know the ground, and I'm going to get embarrassed here.
Speaking of, the first guy Hoist Gracie fought wore a boxing glove.
Oh, now listen. Do not talk disparagingly about Art Jimerson. Okay,
God.
Art
Who
one
can I
glove.
talk bad about? Every person I talk, you're like, don't talk about him.
Listen.
UFC gave him a job.
See now,
And
now you don't understand this. Okay,
this is
there's a place on the internet called the Underground. Okay, and this is where people. It's an underground forum for MMA that's existed since 1998. Okay, and many fighters, including One Glove Art Jimerson, who's on there on a regular fucking basis talking to fans,
of course he is.
right? You will
he
show respect
Fuck.
for Art fucking Jimerson.
Well, tell him to listen to the podcast, and then I'll show him some respect.
He probably does.
Message him.
Let's
on
face it,
Zillow.
who's not listening to this fucking podcast?
I guess.
Right? Art Jimerson was a serious boxer. He was a championship boxer.
Yeah, sure, but
Legit. Which was the perfect opponent for Hoist Gracie.
he did take one glove off.
He took one glove off because he knew, right? He knew. And I don't know if you know this or not, but if you were watching that submission, before his arm was even extended, he was tapping.
I know. Yeah, I know.
He was tapping.
Yeah.
And do you know why? Because even though Big John McCarthy was not reffing that event, he was out back, you know, giving the rules to the fighters, talking to the fighters.
okay.
He was involved in the event, but he was not the referee. Art Jimerson asked him out back, he said, listen, I'm going against Hoist Gracie. Like, what do you what should I do? He's like, well, you're not going to do anything. You're going to get fucking submitted. He's either going to break your arm or he's going to choke you out. Jimerson's like, what are you talking about? I'm going to knock this fool's head off. And McCarthy's like, no, you're not. No, you're not.
Yeah, no,
And I'm going to
no.
tell you something. If you get your arm in something, if you want to box next month, tap out. He'll break your fucking arm. And it's going to happen.
That's good advice.
Right? So Jimerson gets in there, starts seeing that everything Big John told him is coming fucking true, and here comes that armbar, right? And before it even got extended, he was very smart and tapped out, and the fight was over.
Oh yeah, he was done then.
Yeah. And Art's very, he goes on the forums and he's done Q&As on this forum, and he was very honest. He said, I thought I was going to go in there and win that handily. I'm a fighter. I'm a prize fighter.
Yeah.
This is a fighting event. He had no idea that anybody fought on the ground.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
To think that now, like to think someone
Sure
thought
it is.
that.
Really, it's crazy
point.
even if back then you were in a street fight, because almost all street fights eventually go to the ground and it's usually pretty quickly.
I think they even mentioned that in one of those older shows. One of those, I don't know, pay-per-view. I guess they've always been pay-per-views. So one of those older pay-per-views.
Yeah.
One of them said, eventually every fight gets to the ground, so you got to get good at it.
Yeah.
But you mentioned John McCarthy. You know what watching these old fights has done for me, though? It's given me a new appreciation for John McCarthy.
Yeah.
I didn't really realize how far back he is with this fucking company.
Yeah.
Right?
From the beginning.
And I just listened to him on Rogan,
Oh,
too.
did you? Yeah. And you could hear Rogan call him an OG.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
he is. He was there in the beginning.
And when he was talking about all them starting the commissions and stuff, and them being in the meetings, and them discussing rules and why 12-6 isn't legal, and they're just like, just fucking give it to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like those.
Yeah,
type
if we're
of
getting
things.
away with all this shit, right? If they're
Exactly.
hung up on this one thing, fucking who cares?
Yeah, and he talked about a story about Herb Dean telling a fighter that he couldn't do it. And,
On the side.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
Yeah. He also took credit for coining the phrase MMA, which is fucking bullshit.
He did.
Yeah, he took a lot of credits.
He did one of those.
He took a lot of credits there.
He did.
Yeah.
He seems like one of those guys a little sour.
He wants a pat on the back, and he is a little sour because everybody else has made money off this fucking deal. Really accept him.
And I think,
big money. Right.
And I think that's why he went to Bellator.
Yeah.
Because I think he thinks he can get Bellator to where UFC is.
Well, listen, he's already tried that. Okay, I'm
not saying he can.
No. Here's the thing. He's already fucking tried that. You're not aware of the entire history of MMA, but I'll tell you, like back in 2006, 7, maybe 8, there was a brand of clothing. You're probably familiar with it called Affliction.
Yes.
So Affliction Clothing started sponsoring all the fucking fighters, and they started creating T-shirts, custom T-shirts for all the fighters, and they were making a fucking mint. When I had my fight store, my biggest sellers by far were Affliction shirts. Like, I mean, by fucking far. And so the guy that started Affliction, he had one fight, this guy. He had one fight like down in Mexico or something. He got fucking tooled. But anyway, I can't remember this guy's name. Anyway, he had a very good relationship with the UFC. He was sponsoring all these fucking fighters, making a mint because all the fans, it was hot at that time, right? The sport was exploding. And he was making money hand over fist. And he decided to go fucking rogue and start his own MMA promotion called Affliction MMA. And Big John supported him. And Randy Couture supported him. And those two guys turned their fucking back on the UFC. And after they did that, the UFC said, fuck you, boys, for a very, very long time. There's a very long period of time on UFC pay-per-views where you didn't see John McCarthy for literally years.
Oh, shit.
Because he was on the shit list for trying to sink UFC and raise up Affliction MMA.
I didn't know that at all.
if the UFC didn't stand behind him, there's a fucking reason. Right? There's a fucking reason.
Yeah, and
the boys got greedy and thought they could get bigger than the UFC.
But
never gonna happen.
Did you hear why he didn't really say he coined the phrase MMA, but if everything he said was true, technically he is the first person to, and apparently there's written evidence for this.
Sure.
So
yeah,
does he not get anything for that? Do you not believe his story? You just don't think it fucking matters?
I don't think it fucking matters, man.
Okay.
Jeff Blatnick was the first guy to say it on a fucking broadcast. Right? And he's dead.
Right.
So let's go ahead and just fucking honor his memory.
I don't care about
He coined the fucking phrase. End of story.
Okay.
Right? Settle down, Big John. You're an OG and you're the best fucking ref that ever existed.
Right.
And you got a lot of the rules pushed through, and he was a big part of the commissions and all that shit, right? Very big part. He doesn't need that. You don't need that.
But what's fun about him?
Don't get greedy.
This is him. When you're talking about John like this, when he was on Rogan, he was talking about a story about them in a boardroom with a bunch of people.
Right.
And he's like, but the only people really talking was this guy who's a doctor.
And me.
And this guy who was the lawyer and me. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it needed to be known that it was only the person making the call, the expert in like science, and him.
And Big John.
And big old John, right?
Yeah.
And I understand, like, I think anyone would feel a little butthurt about that.
I guess.
If you feel like you did all that and none of it's getting, especially monetarily, if it's not getting appreciated.
Here's my thing, dude. The most important thing to me, a quality in a person, the most important quality in any fucking person, to me personally, is loyalty. Right? And John turned his back on the UFC and tried to raise up this other fucking company because they were giving him mundo money, right? And he turned his back on the UFC for that. And I can't forgive disloyalty like that. So there's always going to be a little stain on Big John for me, personally.
I don't know.
Loyalty, man.
Yeah, I've never really had a fucking care about reffing besides like wanting a ref because I think he's a better ref.
Yeah.
And I've always kind of been a Herb Dean fan personally.
Herb Dean, in my opinion, is a much better ref than John McCarthy. Josh Rosenthal is a much better ref than John McCarthy. And I think maybe... what's that French fucker's name? Nah, I won't even mention him because he's fucked up a couple fights.
Okay, I've always been the guy who's like, man, I like if it's a big fight that I'm rooting for, I want Herb Dean.
I want Herb Dean too.
Okay,
yeah.
so I'm not alone there.
Not at all. And Herb's made some fucking blunders. Right?
Well,
you're gonna ref
Herb
that
Dean
many fucking fights.
That was Anderson Silva Bisping. That was Herb that fucked that up.
Yeah.
I think it was a fuck up.
Yeah, and Herb does too because he came out and said, maybe that wasn't the best fucking call.
Right.
Yeah. But, there's always going to be a little stain on McCarthy for me just because of loyalty, man. You know, I am so loyal to the UFC, and a lot of people like about because I'll go on the forum and mostly I lurk, but anytime I post, it's usually pro UFC,
right?
And people jumping. You're a UFC shill.
I was gonna say it's probably not a cool thing now.
Yeah,
right?
no, it's not.
Right.
It's not cool to be a UFC shill.
You don't want
right?
to be cool with a $4 billion company.
Yeah,
right?
exactly, right. But the thing is, what people miss so much is that the UFC made it fucking legal. They paid the money to make the inroads into everywhere, right? Like Bellator, they can have an event in New York. Not because Bellator went and spent all the fucking money to get it legalized and fucking get commissions in place and all this fucking shit. They didn't fucking spend the money. They didn't pave the fucking roads. UFC paved the fucking roads. When I went to my very first live UFC, and I have always pined my whole fucking life to do that since 93, the only chance I had to do that is because UFC came into Montreal and got it all fucking squared away. They paid the money and they got it all fucking squared away so that I could go and fucking watch it. Bellator didn't open up that fucking door for me. They're cashing in on it now all over the place.
They're benefiting
but people forget it's the fucking UFC who spent all that fucking money. UFC went in the whole $44 million the Fertittas did before they started turning a profit.
And they turned a profit.
And they turned a huge profit. But they were, if they had to shut it down at that point, they would have lost $44 million fucking dollars. People forget that, man. I'm loyal to the UFC because they've been loyal to me, right? They're the ones doing all the hard work to make sure, man, I was getting 2 events a year. You know what I mean?
I guess.
I was getting quite literally 10 fights per year. That's it. Now I've got prelims. I got Fight Pass. There's a fight every weekend. Sometimes there's 3 in a fucking week.
And if you watch a couple,
that's UFC giving it to me.
Yeah, I was going to say, and if you watch, say you watch the big Bellator events or fights, then you got even more fucking fights.
Absolutely, and I love it.
Me, I watch Bellator if it's like a big event, and even then I'll look for the fights that are kind of sticking out for me.
Yeah, like the heavyweight tournament that's going on.
Heavyweight tournament, or like Aaron Pico if he fights, or
Venom Page. I love Venom Page.
Yeah, Venom Page, especially if UFC guys Jorge, or what's his name?
Rory McDonald.
No, who am I thinking of? Fuck.
Gegard Mousasi's fighting coming up. Yeah,
like that
was a huge mistake by the UFC, man.
Yeah,
and I support the UFC. That was a fucking big mistake. Rory, I can understand because Rory commands a big fucking payday, and he deserves it.
I was gonna say,
but the thing is, he's so shot-born. He's been through so many fucking wars,
and he's had the shots.
He's had the shots, and he's fallen short by very narrow margin. Right, I'm very narrow. He's still top 5 in the fucking world. But he wasn't. I think the UFC.
He represents a country now.
I don't like what the UFC did. They basically squeezed everything out of Rory, and once they squeezed it out, they sent him out to fucking pasture. I don't care for that, but I understand it as a business decision. It's like, hey man, this guy's he's too shop-worn to be.
And he's gonna rip it up, Bellator.
Yeah, and he's just They know he deserves that much money. They just can't. They can't justify it.
Well, the thing now, it seems like UFC is almost a new platform now, where they're not paying fighters for being great fighters. They need to be a great fighter mixed with, can you sell tickets?
Yeah, entertainment.
Because, these new owners just spent $4 billion on this motherfucker.
Yeah.
There's other Fertittas that spent $2 million on it X amount of years ago.
Yeah.
Right? This is new guys who are more of an entertainment business, movies.
Yeah, they're not a sports business. They're an entertainment business.
Fucking Adam Levine is a shareholder of the UFC, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah.
I think Conan O'Brien is a shareholder of the UFC.
Yeah.
So, it's not about fighting as much as it once was. So, it might open the door for Bellator to take some of these Gegard Mousasi's, Rory McDonald's, who talent-wise are amazing, but maybe not breakthrough entertainment-wise. They don't get to the big masses. And UFC starts cutting those boys off. Yared Rodriguez, I guess he's ducking fights. That's a different thing. But,
that's a different thing.
You can't say no to everyone.
He came out with some harebrained fucking explanation for that today. Did you read that article?
I just saw it before I came over. I haven't read it yet, but he was on Ariel's show. Ariel,
he was talking in circles.
We're gonna talk about him in a minute. But what was he saying?
He was just saying, they offered me Lamas, and I said yes, but they gave it to somebody else. And he was just making all these excuses. Basically what it is he asked for more money. They said, you have a fucking contract, right? You don't renegotiate your contract right in the fucking middle of it. This is your fight. He wanted to pick where he fought. He wanted to pick how much he was going to be paid, who he was fucking fighting, and, but of course not his fault, right?
No, never.
I mean, nobody's going to come out and say, hey, this is my fucking bad,
it's
right?
my fault, right?
But he did say he learned a lot from it. So,
did you hear about Ariel Helwani signing with ESPN with Chael?
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's huge. That's huge. And good for Ariel, man. He's been working his ass off since 2006, 7.
He doesn't stop.
Something like that.
And
over 10 years.
He ruffles a lot of feathers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know, when
he had his press credentials pulled from UFC.
For
breaking that fucking news about Brock.
Until he went on every fucking sports radio and everyone's making a big deal. Next thing you know, it's like, okay, here you go. You're back.
But the thing is, he's great at what he does.
Right.
You know, he's great at what he does. And
he's amazing.
Him and Chael, that's an interesting dynamic. I'm very interested in that.
I think, what do they call it? Ariel and the bad guy or some shit?
Ariel and the bad guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. Yeah.
Good for Chael, too.
Oh, fuck yeah, man.
You know?
Chael is amazing on the microphone. Not so much when he was calling out fighters. I mean, it made him money and it got him the fights. But, I mean, it was really just WWE shtick.
Which is, Ariel likes that kind of drama stuff,
sure he
right?
does. But I don't know if you listen to Chael's podcast. But
I listen to clips, but
yeah, he's fucking fantastic on the microphone. And you've seen him break down fights on TV and stuff like that. I mean, he's born to fucking do it, man.
Chael's podcast, it's one of those podcasts I like listening to by clips.
Yeah.
So if it's something that I'm really interested in, say something to do with Connor or something like that, I like hearing Chael's perspective on it, especially Connor. Because Chael's the media king, right?
That's the problem with your generation.
What?
You know, you just don't have the fucking attention span to listen to the entire fucking
Do you know
podcast.
how many podcasts I listen to? I don't have time. I'll stop listening to yours, start listening to Chael's. How about that?
That's fine.
Okay.
Don't listen to mine. Click on it, though.
No.
Click on
I'm
it.
unsubscribing.
Come on now.
Unsubscribing.
Listen to it in clips. How about that? I'll send you some clips.
Okay,
I'll send you some clips.
I'll do that.
Hey, listen from here to there. Your fucking generation and a small fucking attention. But I listened to clips of that. I saw a fucking 4-second Vine on that. You fucking.
I put you to shame how much hours of podcast.
Christ. Okay? I don't know about that.
Yeah, maybe not.
How many do you record? All right. So anyway,
what?
UFC 1. You know what I loved? What I loved about the ending of it is that Hoist held on to the choke when he choked out Gerard Gordeau in the final. Now Gordeau's tough fucking guy, man.
He
kicked that fucking tooth right out of that sumo guy in the very first fight of the very first UFC.
That was tough to watch.
That was crazy, man. One hard kick, one hard punch, teeth fucking flying. What a way to start this sport.
Someone just got a tooth there for a present or some shit like that. Oh my fuck.
But the thing is, Gerard Gordeau has always been known as a dirty fucking fighter. Like, he's a dirty fighter. He'll bite you. He'll pinch you. He'll fucking do whatever it takes to fucking win. I kind of like that philosophy myself. But Gracie knew that. And Gracie's talked about this because people have asked him, why did you hold that choke so long at the end of UFC 1? And he said, I wanted to make sure, I wanted to put him to sleep. I wanted to hurt him. I wanted to put him to sleep, you know? And I don't know if you remember, but Gordeau was tapping on the mat, tapping Gracie, tapping back on the mat, tapping with both fucking hands.
And the ref
Gracie was not letting go.
Was like tapping
Gracie.
It took him a little bit.
Yeah.
But he eventually got there.
And that's because Gordeau is known as a dirty fucking fighter. He's a bit of a cheater, you know?
All right, that makes sense.
There's a lot of fighters that came out of Holland that were dirty, dirty fucking fighters. We'll get into that a lot more once I introduce you to Pride, because there was a lot of crazy shit going on in Pride. Anyway, I love that ending. Obviously, Hoist Gracie wins UFC 1. Nobody had a fucking thing for him, right? There was no fight for him.
No, it didn't seem close at all.
No fight for him at all.
It was fun. It was fun to go back then. The commenting was brutal, though.
The commentating was brutal, but it was, man, the excitement back then was just...
The crowd was unreal, especially for the first one ever.
Yeah.
In Denver, I believe. Is that where they were? Denver?
Denver.
Man, it was they did a lot of crowd shots, too, man, and they were fucking just...
Bloodthirsty. Bloodthirsty, man.
It's like, well, I can't remember, was it you that said this, or I can't remember where I heard this, but I remember someone said it's like, you know, if you're walking down the street and someone says, hey, there's a bunch of guys playing pickup basketball over there. People are going, yeah, it's cool.
Oh, good.
Pickup, you know, people are playing hockey over there. There's a football game down the field.
Yeah.
And we say, great. You say there's a fight down at the corner store.
Everyone's going.
Fucking, there's a circle.
Yeah.
Right?
Everyone's going. And that's what that was. And what it still is today, even though it's more of a sport, now, you know, it's athletes, not just fucking brawlers and shit, right? But it's the same thing now. It's a fight. That's why you and I are watching it. Yeah. These guys are going to fucking fist fight.
Because even when the guy that I want to win loses, I don't care, really.
Yeah.
Right?
As long as it's a good fight.
Even when Conor lost.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it sucks. But man, that was fun.
Well, I'm a big Diaz fan, so I didn't give a fuck who won that fight.
I guess
I've been a Conor fan since the beginning, too. I love Conor. But I've been a Nate Diaz fan since 2006.
That's the thing, man. I kind of really like Nate Diaz now, but so I don't even want them to fight again.
Oh, I want them to fight.
Because I want Conor to win 100%.
I just want them both to get paid. Man, that's going to be a fucking huge fight when it happens.
Do you think there's any chance of Nate GSP? Because
I don't know. See, we already broke that fight down a little bit because they announced it, and then fucking Diaz came out with wolf tickets. I think that fight is going to happen, and I think Diaz coming out saying wolf tickets is all part of the promotion.
But there's more than that. I heard that GSP has no interest in that fight at all.
Really? Like from an interview? Like, what's the source?
You're not gonna like it.
Come on. What's the source?
Brendan Schaub. But he does have really good insight. His management company is linked up with a lot of the same guys who are agents and stuff.
Absolutely.
And he's saying that from GSP's team that the only thing GSP's interested in is a fight between the winner of Conor and Khabib.
Yeah.
Because the only way GSP wants to come back to add to his legacy.
I think
he wants to add a third belt.
Yeah. I think the best fight, the best possible outcome for GSP is to fight Conor for the lightweight title.
Wouldn't it be fun to watch him fight Khabib, though?
It would. It would be fun.
Just the style?
But it's not going to sell as many tickets.
No, I know. But it has the style,
right?
I mean.
It's not going to... I mean, it would count for more to us, the hardcore fans.
I think
it would count more
it'd be better
as a victory.
If GSP came back, beat Khabib, and then Conor came back, fight GSP for the belt.
That would be terrific. As a hardcore fan, that's what I want to see. Right? That's what I want to see.
You don't think mainstream? Because I'm not. I don't think I'm a hardcore fan.
You're becoming one.
I guess. Because that to me is like a perfect layout for that.
You're here every week. It's not like you're a casual fan.
I guess that's true.
Yeah. But to the hardcore fans, the fight to make if GSP is going to lightweight is Khabib, obviously, right?
Oh, by far.
Yeah. GSP has never been out-grappled before, and he doesn't even come from a grappling background. He was a karate black belt.
But all he does is wrestle.
All he does is grapple because he realized very quickly, too, in the UFC, once he fought Matt Hughes, he figured out very quickly, you got to be able to fight on the ground. Or what did Pat Smith say?
You can't fight.
You can't fucking fight.
Motherfucker.
So he went fucking crazy and started training with the best grapplers in the world and became the best grappler in the world. Just through sheer fucking will and practice.
Who do you think would win that fight now?
GSP and Khabib?
Yeah.
My Christ, man.
So they book at 6 months from now.
I can't see GSP losing that fight.
Really?
Yeah. I can't see GSP losing it.
See, a part of me thought you were going to say Khabib, and then I was going to ask you, what about in GSP's prime? I can't do that now.
GSP's way bigger. Right?
Oh, that's
He's
true.
Way fucking bigger.
But think about how much weight Khabib has to lose. He almost dies every fucking time.
Yeah. He's big too, right? But first of all, GSP's never been to 155. He says he can make it.
I believe him.
But he's never fought at 155.
Right.
Right? So he's obviously bigger. Right? I mean, when he fought Bisping, he was a fucking tank.
He had a gut on him, though.
What's that?
He had a gut.
Yeah, but still, he's a big frame guy.
He's a stocky.
He's a big
Plus,
fucking
he's getting
guy.
older, so it's going to be hard to get real fucking thin.
Yeah.
At that age. How old is he now? In his late 40s?
When I saw him in person, first of all, I saw him fight Matt Serra.
When he won or
and
lost?
Matt Serra's a big fucking dude, man.
When he won or lost?
When he won the rematch.
Okay.
I saw it in Montreal.
Oh, Montreal, right.
And GSP looked like he was a weight class above him. Like he's fucking big frame guy.
But Matt Serra is also short for that weight
He's short,
class,
but
too.
he's a big fucking
He's
dude,
a stocky
too.
fucking
Yeah,
guy.
man, he's a big fucking dude, too.
I seen Matt Serra doing a little...
Look at the size of the head on him, for fuck's sake.
I know, man.
Look at the size of the difference in our heads.
I didn't know if your head just grew or...
I look like a child. No, he's got a giant... He's just a fucking big dude, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and GSP...
How just strong is he? Just strength.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, just insane.
It's ridiculous. And the thing is with Matt Serra, he doesn't even need any strength. He's got so much technique. He doesn't need to rely on strength, but he is very strong as a fucking bull.
You can just see the thickness of that muscle.
Oh, he's a monster.
Yeah.
He's a monster, man. It's a lot of pasta going in.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Fucking carbs.
I can't see... You know what the funny thing is, Matt? I can't see a way either one of those guys loses that fight. It's a weird thing to say.
That's the best fight.
Yeah, I don't see how they lose. Like if you take Khabib versus Conor, you can see how he loses. Even Khabib versus Tony, you can see how he loses. Yeah. I don't see how either one of those guys can lose that fight. I want that fight badly.
It's kind of like whoever gets the takedown.
To be honest, though, GSP is not very active right now. The only fight I want to see in that weight class is Tony Khabib. That's the only. I want that fight so fucking bad.
More than Conor.
More than Conor.
Yeah.
More than Conor. I think it's more competitive.
But I'm kind of out of that fight now, man. I'm so sick of just
you and Dana White both. Fuck you both. Fuck you both.
Sick of disappointed.
I know
what I mean? We tried it.
I know.
Fate made its point.
I know. You know what they got to do? They got to sign it on a Friday.
They're going to do it again.
They got to sign it. Actually, they got to sign it on a Thursday, weigh in on Friday, fight on Saturday.
No training.
No training.
No media obligations. You're not allowed to get out of bed.
No.
Until fight night.
No, you got a full security team around both.
And beside your bed's a wheelchair where they're going to push you.
They're not even walking. Exactly. Yeah. That's why I was going to have them carry them around. The wheelchair works. Yeah. A little dangerous.
Oh, well, guards
Let's check the brakes on it.
Guards on it.
Yeah. All right. Maybe a big cage around the wheelchair.
Make them wear a helmet and shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we got to do something. That fight needs to fucking happen.
We'll send them an email.
Anyway, we're
off topic.
Yeah, we're getting a little off topic. So we got a fight card to break down. Let's get right to this. I mean,
I know some of these guys. I don't know most of them.
Let's start. I mean, we're gonna spend a decent amount of time talking about the top of the card here. So let's go right to the beginning
Fight night
of the main card. Fight night 130. Fox Sports 1.
TSN if you live in Canada.
Exactly. Yeah. I wonder how that what's going to affect the ESPN deal.
It'll be on TSN.
It should be, right? Because
that's where they put the ESPN basketball games and shit.
Oh, is that right? Okay. Yeah. All right. So the first fight we have on this card, Eric Spicely versus Darren Stewart. I know I've seen Spicely fight before. I don't know about the Stewart guy.
Okay, so part of me, I know Eric Spicely is Ultimate Fighter guy.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think Darren Stewart might be as well, but I can't remember.
He might be. Well, let's have a look at his fight history here. No,
I don't think it won't show Ultimate Fighter. I think on that. Does it show it for?
Well, he'd probably be on the Ultimate Fighter finale, right? If he was on the show, typically.
Well, maybe
they're on the finale.
Not always.
A lot of the time.
I just know they don't count those fights for the record or anything. Because they're only 2-round fights.
Yeah, on the show they don't, but.
On the finale, they do.
On the finale, that all counts. That's all. Yeah, that's all through the commission. So, let's have a look. So, I mean, Darren Stewart is coming off at least 3 losses in a row. 4. He's coming off 4 losses in a row.
Perfect.
Tough to pick him.
That's why he's the underdog.
And all of his losses have been submissions.
Right.
And so now, but here's the thing about Eric Spicely. There's 1 loss, 2 loss. He's lost his last 2. He's 2-2 in his last 4. He's 3-2 in his last 5. I mean, this is not a good fucking. These aren't good records.
This is a pick'em.
These aren't good records.
This is a pick'em fight.
It is kind of a pick'em fight. So why don't you give me your prediction on this fight?
I'll start with me, eh?
Give you the first pick.
Start with me. I'm going with. Fuck.
You tell me, Matt.
I'm going with Spicely.
You're going with Spicely, and what do you like for a finish?
I don't.
Decision?
Yeah.
You like a decision?
Yeah.
I'm going Spicely as well, but I'm going to take a second round sub.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm going to take a second. This guy is obviously susceptible to fucking submissions. He's been subbed like the last 4 fucking times.
That's a good point.
So if Spicely,
if a little bit of a
if I'm Eric Spicely, I'm not even throwing any punches in this fight camp. I am grappling.
But I'm going to give you a little food for thought.
Okay, please.
Spicely's 25% accuracy on takedown offense or takedown accuracy. Sorry.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing it's because he doesn't try a whole lot.
Yeah. It's
he averages two takedowns, I guess.
If he's smart, he just drills fucking takedowns and submissions, he's got this one in the fucking bag.
I guess. Yeah, this is a fucking pick'em fight.
Yeah.
This is a who's getting cut fight.
This is a no one gives a fuck about this middleweight fight.
One of you guys are getting cut. One of you guys are going to stick around for a little bit.
Honestly, I think you're right. I think this is Darren Stewart's last fight in the UFC.
Also, we can't lose 5 in a row, man.
It was great knowing you. It It was great knowing you. I can't believe that UFC has held on to him this fucking long, to be honest with you.
But you know what? You got to fill cards up.
I guess, but Christ, you give him 4. This is his 5th fucking shot.
Every fucking. That's like 24 fighters every weekend they're using.
Where is this fight taking place? Because I can bet you, I would bet money. Okay.
It is United Kingdom, Liverpool.
Okay, I'm guessing Darren Stewart is an English bloke. That's my fucking guess.
I'm gonna tell you.
You please tell me. That's what I'm guessing.
From
UK.
United Kingdom.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, okay. It's the only fucking reason he's on this card.
Yeah,
and
that's a good fucking call.
Yeah,
man.
He'll be put out to fucking pasture after Eric Spicely taps him out in round 2. Yeah,
they're like, oh, we got a fight night coming up, and he'll sell some tickets.
He'll sell some fucking tickets.
Family and friends.
Hey, you can't fault the UFC for wanting to move tickets. No one gives a fuck about that middleweight bout. We're only gonna watch it because we have $1 riding on it. Right?
That's fucking right.
It's the only fucking reason. Bantamweight fight up next. Manny Bermudez. Who's he fighting? Davey Grant. Davey Grant's another UK guy.
Yep. He's a favorite, I would say, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a tough motherfucker.
The other guy's 12-0.
He's 11-0.
Oh, I got 12-0.
You got 12-0 there?
On the UFC website.
On the UFC? Well, fuck. Yeah. I got this from MMA Junkie.
You know what? I almost trust them more.
Maybe.
If I'm being honest.
Yeah, maybe. I've actually found a lot of fuck-ups in the fighter info on UFC.com.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
UFC.com's garbage.
Yeah.
So I just like the photos.
Either way, this man hasn't been beaten at least 11 fights. And Davey Grant's record's 10-3. He's coming off a loss, although he does have a victory over Marlon Vera, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah,
that's pretty impressive.
That is a good
but he
one,
just lost to Damian Stasiak by submission in the 3rd round. Meanwhile, Manny Bermudez beat Albert Morales in his last fight, beat Sam Almeida, beat Evan Parker. I mean, he's got a long list of people he's fucking beat here, right?
Yeah, submission.
So, yeah,
that's good. A lot of submissions, Jesus.
A lot of submissions. Yeah, no surprise. Fine. So what do you? So I'm gonna pick first in this one.
Yep.
And I don't think there's any fucking secret who I'm taking.
Who are you taking?
I'm going to be taking Bermudez by 1st round submission in this one.
Jeez, you're hating on the fucking UK boys.
Well, it's just,
For some reason, when you hate on UK, it's not, you don't get as much backlash as when you hate on, like, Brazil.
Yeah.
For example.
Not in the fight world.
Yeah.
But in St. John, New Brunswick here, you don't talk bad about the royal family or the UK. That's why everyone loves James Mullinger so much. We love the British down here for some fucking
How does
reason.
his name come up on the SCRAPCAST?
Even on the SCRAPCAST.
Oh my God.
Even on the SCRAPCast, we got to talk shit about Mullinger.
Let John Ford know he can listen to this episode.
Yeah, exactly. Did you hear his podcast this week?
No,
or last week?
When
he was fucking tearing Mullinger apart for that whole Gary Shandling business?
Yes.
That was fucking great.
He got pretty upset about that.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised by that. I liked it. I thought I was listening to a fucking Sploodcast for a minute.
I was like, he was over here. Maybe he got rubbed off on him.
It could be.
He saw the studio. He's like, this is what hate buys.
I think you know what it is.
He goes, this is what hate buys you, right? Let's around here.
Exactly. He's looking at the numbers going, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Well, some people listen to the Sploodcast.
So speaking of that, little side story here, I guess. So one of the shows Shelby and I watch religiously is Shark Tank.
Yes.
And one of the fucking entrepreneurs came out with a dating app. I can't remember what it was called.
Right.
But they linked people up by almost like people match on, I like fucking sports and nature and
walks on the beach.
Right.
Sure.
This links people up based on what people hate.
Oh, nice.
Because they did a study and people that hate the same things have much stronger relationships than people
who just share a love for something. Yeah.
So they figured that if people hate the same shit, that their relationship will be stronger.
Well, sure. Like some of the best friendships that I've had, and I think this is true for most people, it usually comes from your mutual hate for someone else. You know what I mean?
The best conversations I have with people are shitting on other people.
Shit talking about other people.
Like, I can have, like, the TV can be off. We can just be sitting, just you and I in a room talking about, the moment we're talking about, hey, fucking.
If we know one guy we both dislike.
Oh, my fuck.
We're the best of buddies.
Let's do it.
Right? We're the best of buddies. Yeah, I hate that about that guy, too. And here's another thing about it.
So hate's strong.
Yeah.
Hate's a powerful thing.
That's interesting.
I know. I thought it was. No one bought in on it because.
So that's why John and I get along so well. We both
hate the British.
I don't hate Mullinger. I just hate his comedy.
At least I made it generic to the whole fucking place.
Yeah, all right. I like to drop names.
Yeah, I know
that's how you get listeners, bud.
I'm a lovable guy. Look at me.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I can't. I'm too new in comedy around here to have
Any
People
beef? Any beef yet?
No
Yeah.
one's calling me for headlines, okay, Mark?
Listen, there's got to be some kind of comedy beef to fucking happen soon because I'm doing the
maybe I'll start
my State of the Union here coming up in a month and a half.
So
yeah, something's got to happen.
Right, I'll figure something out.
I'm not saying, you know what I mean. Who do you like in this fight?
I'm actually kind of torn on this.
You're torn on this. I love it.
Just because I have a thing for just the hometown
Sure.
crowd having an impact.
So Davy Grant by...
I'm taking Manny. I can't do it. No, man. I wanted to go
it.
for the hometown boy.
I knew it. You don't want to lose money. I get it.
It's what it is.
I get it. Yeah.
If there was no money here, I would have went with them.
Absolutely. It's
But,
understandable.
I just, part of me likes when the hometown wins, except for when it's in Brazil. I'm just kidding.
You filthy animals.
Fuck. Oh, man. Fucking Colby. He made a big tweet about...
About Usman?
No.
No, of
your
course he
side
didn't.
of there. What's his name? Verdum.
Oh,
Verdum.
yeah.
He made a post. Fucking this. Yeah. No. Why am I not surprised? This filthy animal fucking tested positive. Oh yeah, he went off.
I gotta send you a video. Okay, I saw this animated video today. It was Kamaru Usman talking to Dana White, right?
Oh my fuck.
This animated thing is fucking hilarious. And then Colby Covington comes in saying that he doesn't. I don't like Kamaru Usman, but I don't want to fight him right now. But the best part about this video was there was an animated fucking boomerang stuck in his fucking head.
Oh my.
And then Connor came in and slapped him. And everyone's like, run, he's going to call the cops. So it was fucking, man, I'll send you the link.
You got to send me that.
This fucking
I've
video.
seen a few of those. Like, I've
hilarious.
seen ones in the cage when, like, Connor won, then, like, Rogan, then he fucking knocks out Rogan, then he knocks out Dana, and he knocks out the ref. And
Yeah.
he's like, who the fuck wants to be next? Like, just losing it. I don't know why he sounded fucking French all of a sudden.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's one of the accents.
This animation, though, with the boomerang in Colby's head was fucking perfect.
You need to send me that.
Yeah, I will. I'll send you the link. You know what? I'm just gonna direct you to the fucking underground, man. You should be on it.
Yeah. Send me that link so
Yeah.
I'll just get on that.
You gotta sign up for that.
I'm taking Manny. You pick first round sub?
First round, yeah. You want second round sub?
No, I can't, man. I think
Jesus
I can't.
Christ.
I want to.
What are you thinking? What are you thinking?
I want to do second round, but
You going first round sub?
no, man. I gotta do different. I'm going second round sub.
Second round sub?
I gotta make it. I can't just do the same fucking thing.
You can't. It's hard to do. Even if you believe it, it's hard to do.
Yeah.
All right, next fight is
Hopefully they feel each other out.
Amir Khani versus Jason Knight. This is an interesting fight, man. I really like this fucking fight.
I don't know any of these guys, so fill me in.
Okay, well, I mean, Amir Khani, let's see. He just lost to Arnold Allen, who's fighting on this card as well. It was a split decision. To be honest, I thought Amir Khani won the fight. I'm a big Amir Khani fan. Before that, he's won a bunch in a row. He's 13-3, and
he's won by. So here's a sub TKO.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, Jason Knight,
All right.
the guy's been with the UFC for a long fucking time. He's coming off a couple losses, but he's game as fuck, and this is a step up for Amir Khani. It really is. It doesn't look like it on paper, but this is a step up in competition for him. This really could go either way. No, it's actually your pick first. It's actually your pick first. You probably know who I'm taking.
Yeah, and
but
I feel like we're picking the same one. I'm picking old Makwan.
Yeah, Amir Khani is. He should win this fight, although it is a step up. He should win it.
I'm gonna go decision.
Amir Khani decision. That's. You know what? I'm gonna take third round TKO just to be different.
Just to be different.
But I would agree with your pick.
Yeah.
But we'll just keep it. We'll keep it different.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Third round. I'm gonna go TKO. I don't think he's gonna sub Jason Knight. Jason Knight's pretty fucking experienced. Kurdistan is outside of Iraq.
Okay.
It's actually a part of Iraq, but after we went in and destroyed Iraq, we gave the Kurds their land.
We're like, here you go.
That the Iraqis have been holding from them for a long time. Yeah, we don't need to get into a political
I just asked where it
conversation
was.
here.
Mark. I didn't ask for
Iraq.
the whole background.
Iraq.
Thanks.
Arachnophobia. Next fight, Mads Burnell. I have no idea who this fucking guy is. Versus Arnold Allen, and the only fight I've ever seen from Allen is against Amir Khani.
And he won by split decision.
He won by split decision.
You thought it was...
I gave it to Amirkhani. But then again, I might have been a little biased too. I like Amirkhani.
Split decision is also based on someone's opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you got to take that somewhat, right?
Yeah, if I had been one of the judges, maybe Amirkhani would have won.
Right.
Yeah.
Would have been a split decision the other way.
It's all subjective, right? Yeah. Judging is always subjective. Mads Burnell, I've never seen this man fight. He just beat Mike Santiago. It doesn't even say, he lost to Prazeres.
Yeah, he's from Denver. So you know Arnold Allen's from UK as well, right?
Who?
Allen's from the UK.
Yeah, he's from the UK.
Do you think they're setting him up to win?
And Mads has got to be somewhere like Finnish, Swedish.
Denmark, yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Somewhere from there.
Yeah.
With a name like Mads as a first name.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Arnold in this to Arnold Allen.
This is my pick first, isn't it?
No, it's not. You just picked first. I'm going to take an Arnold Allen decision.
Fuck. That's how I wanted to pick first.
Well, you better take a third round TKO then.
That's exactly. No, you know what? I'm doing third round finish. You know what? Fuck.
What do you like? You're taking Allen, obviously.
I'm going first round finish.
First round. Going crazy. I like it.
Yeah, I'm going first round finish.
TKO or sub? What do you like?
Let's look at him. Let's look at his record again. Let's refresh. I'm going to go.
He doesn't have a lot of finishes. No, well, he does have he's got one guillotine choke here on my list.
I'm going to go sub.
Sub, why not? He's got no knockouts.
At 145, I'm not going to just based on no knockout record, I'm not going to just assume he's going to just find his knockout power.
Did you say at 145? Okay, I got you down for 145. You get an extra point if he knocks him out at 145.
No, that's his weight.
Oh, that's his weight. That's right. These are featherweights.
Yes.
2 featherweight fights in a row. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I wish they'd mix these cards up a little bit. There's so many weight classes. Like, why are we having 2 featherweights back to back?
They're not thinking about that shit, man. They're not 600 fucking fighters.
Well, they fucking should be.
They're more worried about getting a few guys from the local area and then
certainly
filling in the blanks.
Certainly that, but you know what? Give me that middleweight fight from earlier in the card. Give me that in between these fucking featherweights.
But I think that's based on ranking.
All right, listen.
Come on.
Stop shooting down my fucking theories,
Just
man.
telling you how it goes, Mark.
You got no business doing that. All right, here we go. We're gonna get to the co-main event. You know,
I got way too high for this podcast.
I didn't get drunk enough. Give me another beer here, Matt. What are we doing here?
What do you mean you get run by a fucking waitress? It's right in front of you.
Yes. Well, you brought the beer to me.
Well, yeah. It's my turn.
I didn't ask you to open it for me.
I'm a man of my word.
Well, that's half right.
A man, I hope at least that part is right.
I was thinking more of your word, but yeah.
I know you were. I'd rather take the man.
Exactly. Neil Magny, Craig White. I'm going to be completely honest here. I don't know anything about Craig White.
I don't know anything about him. I'm assuming, is this a debut?
This is a debut.
Okay, this makes sense then.
It does sort of make sense. It doesn't really make sense that they're putting him against Neil Magny because Magny's been in the UFC for fucking ever.
Craig White is from the UK.
I mean, this sheet that I printed out of his fights.
Did you see what I just said?
Yeah, he's from the UK.
That's why. That's why he's on them.
But I don't know why any commission. I mean, Christ, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
They only got 6
This is
different
Neil
pro
Magny's
fights,
20th fucking fight in the highest organization in the world, and it's Craig's first.
Oh no! It's Neil's 20th professional fight.
20th professional fight in the UFC fucking C.
He's what?
20 fights in the UFC.
Is that real?
Yes. He fought on the very
shit.
His debut in the UFC was Ronda Rousey's debut in the UFC.
How old is he?
He's not even really that old.
I was gonna say
he's like maybe 32, 33
I've seen him
max.
Fight, and I'm like, why am I not? Remembering
I've seen him fight a lot. I mean,
why am I not remembering him being super old if he's been around that long?
Honestly, I'm going to tell you something.
Because they have similar pro fights.
What do you mean?
Well, Craig White's 14-7 and Neil's 20.
Yeah, he's 14-7 in Cage Warriors.
Isn't that where Connor came from?
Come on, well, it is. Sure, it is. But come on, man. You've had 20 fights at the highest fucking level versus a guy first time under the bright fucking lights. I'm going to tell you this much. If I was sitting on this commission, I'm not sanctioning this fight. So I'm saying get the fuck out of here.
You may as well pick this fight first.
this is a no fucking brainer. And listen, maybe Craig White's a killer and he comes out and starches Neil Magny because Neil Magny's been got to quite a bit over the last few years. You know, he's hot and cold. He's hot and cold. He's coming off a win. I'm just going to direct you to his last fight. Have a look at who he beat.
Who? Cage Warriors?
Neil Magny.
Oh.
Look at his last fight. Who did he beat?
Yeah, but
he just beat Carlos fucking Condit, dude. He beat Carlos Condit.
By decision.
But, okay, who did he beat before that?
He lost.
Who did he beat before that?
But Johnny Hendricks.
Johnny fucking Hendricks, dude.
No, but he's beating guys.
Hector Lombard. He beat Kelvin Gastelum.
Wait, you're putting Calvin Gastelum's a nice one.
Okay, wait a minute.
But that was 2015.
You shot down Johnny Hendricks.
Wait.
But you didn't shoot down Kelvin Gastelum.
No.
Johnny Hendricks, Carlos Condit,
I'm not letting you get away with this.
Both former welterweight champions.
That's great. It's great back in 2004. But
no, we're not talking 2004, bud. We're talking 2014, 15, 16.
It's too old.
It's 2 fucking years ago, bud.
It's too much. The sport has grown in 2 years.
Right.
I think.
You think it's grown enough for Craig White to come in here?
Carlos Condit in basically 2018. It was December 30th.
Yeah.
27. So January.
Yeah.
He's dead.
It just happened.
Carlos Condit's a bum.
It just happened. He's a bum. You're a fucking idiot.
He's a bum now.
You're a fucking idiot. You're an idiot.
Hear me out.
No. There's no hearing you out if you talk like that.
He loses the RDA.
Carlos Condit
obviously
is
loses
a
the
fucking hammer.
But he's losing. But listen, he beats Condit by a decision.
Yeah.
And Condit's been getting KO'd up and down every time he steps in the fucking cage.
You're so wrong. You couldn't be more fucking wrong. Who KO'd him?
Condit just got finished.
Look up Condit's record, and you tell me who fucking KO'd him.
I don't know. He's been KO'd.
You're out of your fucking mind. Listen, I know you're new to this sport. Carlos Condit is a fucking hammer.
I think I'm picking.
And has been for 13 fucking years.
No.
He's a hammer.
No, this was the decision.
Hammer.
Lose the RDA by a choke.
He beat Johnny Hendricks.
Old big fatty Johnny Hendricks.
He beat Hector Lombard. He beat Kelvin Gastelum.
You mean Hector?
He beat Eric Silva.
Hector Little Man Lombard, that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm not impressed. I am impressed with Gastelum.
Yeah.
But I'm not impressed with Gastelum in 2015.
What about Johnny?
And it was a split decision with Gastelum.
What about Johnny Hendricks?
2
years removed from his championship at welterweight.
No, I think he's done.
Okay, so here's what we're doing.
Yes.
You're taking Craig White.
I am.
You're fucking taking him.
I am.
Whether you like it or not. You're taking him.
I'm picking him.
And this is going to be another lesson for you, just like when we hit the mats, Matt.
Yeah.
This is going to be a sad lesson for you. You're taking Craig White by what? How do you like it? How do you want it?
I want you to pick first.
You know what I love? Matt?
I want you to pick the whole thing first.
I'm going to share the... where the fuck did my pen go?
Oh, get your fucking life together.
I think I dropped it.
It's right here.
Oh, it's right there.
It's right there.
How did I remember that I dropped it? That's a Mandela effect. I'm telling you right now.
You remembered it because you didn't have it in your hand.
Maybe. You're taking Craig White. So I'll just put White down, and I'm going to put Magny on my side.
Right.
And Magny is going to ragdoll this motherfucker.
Okay.
And it's going to be over in the second round by TKO.
Okay. I like this.
How do you like White winning? A lot of dead air there, Matt.
I'm thinking.
Think it over.
Can you not hear me thinking?
Have a look over. Have a look at his record, right?
Yeah.
1 submission, 1 TKO, 1 submission. Excuse me, 1 submission.
3 subs. I'm going.
I mean, logic would suggest to go sub, right?
I'm going round 2. Finish.
You know what? You don't even have to call the finish. I'll just give it to you if it is a finish. How about that? I'll just put finish.
But I want to do it just for my own.
Sure. Yeah, no, I mean...
TKO.
Yeah, I mean, listen, for sure, Neil Magny has gone the distance with fucking hammers for over 20 fights in the UFC.
That's
but
great.
for sure, he's going to get finished by a first-timer.
TKO.
I love it. Now, here we go. And I love this because here's where you're going to start backpedaling from last week.
I'm going to start.
Here we go. Here we go. We got Darren Till. I mean, this is a great main event. Let's be honest. This card's kind of thin.
It is really thin.
It's set up to sell tickets for the UK fighters and to hopefully showcase them.
Just like Chile.
Not in Craig White's case, but hopefully showcase some UK talent.
Craig White. I almost picked the first round finish.
Yeah.
I was this close to picking a first fight.
Listen, it doesn't matter what you pick because you're getting 0 fucking points out of it.
You
could have picked anything. Man, as long as it says white under your sheet, you're getting no points.
We might do this podcast Sunday.
You're losing money.
We may do this podcast Sunday.
You're losing fucking money. Is this fight happening Sunday? Is this a Sunday card?
Oh, this is Sunday card.
It's a Sunday card.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Probably an afternoon card, I would think.
Yeah, maybe from the UK. I don't know. They usually fuck over the locals and, make sure they look after North America.
1 p.m. Eastern.
God damn it.
That's 2 o'clock our time.
Shit. You should come over for that.
Yeah?
Yeah, you should come over for that.
Why don't you come to my house?
Yeah, whatever.
You can check out,
we'll watch it together.
Check out the digs.
We'll watch it together.
Is that a word people use?
Absolutely. It is. It is. Okay. Stephen Thompson, Darren Till. This is
I love this fight, man.
This is a great... at least they gave us an awesome fucking main event.
This was like last week,
yeah.
Right? It was nice. That main event was a nice fucking cherry on top of a kind of an old cake.
Yeah, right? a little bit.
And but last week the fights were nice fucking
They're
surprise.
all good fucking fights. They're all good fights. And this is likely to be the same way.
Is Craig White fucking gonna TKO second round?
He's sure not. Yeah, you're gonna learn who Neil Magny is. Because you obviously don't know who he is.
You're gonna learn who Father Time is.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. You're going to learn what 10,000 hours of experience versus 0 experience means.
That's what I'm banking on.
Yeah.
I'm banking on, this is a pure guess for me.
Sure.
But if I'm right,
yes,
then I have so much to brag about.
That's true.
But if you're right, it's kind of like...
You got nothing to lose here.
Kind of...
You really have nothing to lose.
You should be right.
Yeah. You really have nothing to lose other than $1.
Which is worth this.
Yeah, $1 and a little chunk out of your ego. A little bit.
Earlier,
a little bit, let's be honest.
A
little bit, let's be honest.
But I'm okay, loser.
No one wants to lose.
I'd rather win. I can deal with losing.
Of course, we'd rather win. Stephen Thompson, the Wonder Boy, versus Darren Till.
The hometown boy.
Man, everybody's making a big deal about Darren Till. Now, he went in against Cowboy and fucking destroyed him. Destroyed him.
Rough.
Yeah, it was very rough. Stephen Thompson, you're talking about a guy that's been, he's a proven UFC top level fucking, title challenger multiple fucking times. I mean, no secret. Stephen Thompson is one of the best strikers UFC has ever fucking seen.
And a unique striker that the MMA world has really never seen.
Absolutely. Now, standing across the cage from him
is a monster.
Same fucking deal. Yeah. Same deal, man.
He could be fighting 185.
You look at that fight with Cowboy. Cowboy had never seen these techniques in his life. Not the way that Darren Till puts them together. And this is what a lot of people miss. You can be technically fucking sound all day long. You follow, the jab with the right hand, with the low kick, technical stuff. It's the unorthodox stuff. It's the shit you've never seen before that fucks you up. And that's what happened to Cowboy. He's never seen anybody put punches and kicks together the way that Darren Till did. It wasn't just that he's really good at punching and kicking. He's good at mixing those two things up. And that's what fucked up Donald Cerrone. Never mind the fact that Darren Till, let's face it, he's got a lot of fucking power. Man. And he's a goddamn giant at 170.
He could fight 185.
He's a giant at 170. And honestly, I think Stephen Thompson could probably fight at 155 if he had a little more discipline. He's a big kid too.
Yeah, he's tall, but he's skinny.
Yeah, he's very skinny, but he's got a little punch. He could probably fight at 155.
True. Yeah, that's true.
He really could.
Kind of has like the way Dominic Cruz looked on his first fight back.
And he might after this fight, right? He might drop the 155 after this fight. It's very possible.
Well, if he doesn't win, where else do you go? You just fought for the title twice.
Yeah.
He lost twice for the title.
And it's not like anyone's clamoring to see fucking Woodley Stevens too.
Right.
Thompson.
So that if he loses this fight, he's got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a lot easier for him to go down than it is to try to go up.
Well, it sounds that way, but the older you get, the tougher it is to drop that weight class, right?
Yeah, but I think he's closer to 155 than he is to 1. I think you're right. Because plus you got to remember, it's only it's 15 pounds heavier.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's a lot of weight.
It is a lot of weight. It doesn't sound like a lot of weight, but when you're only talking about 160 pounds,
too, man.
It's a lot less. Man, they need a 165-pound division in the worst way.
They need to get rid of 170, and they need to go just every 10.
It should be 10s from
165,
25.
175, 185.
Absolutely.
And then they should have a heavyweight that's like just if
you know what I love, man.
Just fucking butterbeans.
This New Brunswick Commission here where we live, they just approved another weight class. It's 205 to 225.
That's a perfect.
It's cruiserweight, right? Yeah. So now you're not going to get heavyweight guys. Well, this guy's 210 pounds, and this guy's fucking cutting from 270 to make 265.
That's insane.
You know what I mean? It's a little fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I support the more weight classes, the better. And what I don't get is why UFC wouldn't do it, because now you could have a title fight every single fucking card.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
every single card, you can sell that fucking belt. I mean, you're obviously in love with these fucking titles, right?
Yeah.
All these interim fucking titles. Man, I don't know why they're not instituting weight classes every 10. It's going to be safer for the fighters.
Yeah,
people are still going to cut too much fucking weight, right? But it's going to help a bit.
And it's going to work itself out.
It's going to help a bit. I want to see it, right? And what it does is it brings super fights closer.
That's what I was.
You got champion at 165, 175, right? Yeah, stuff like that.
You can do these titles for champions, and it's not such a big thing.
Yeah. Right? I think it's going to happen. I really do think it's going to happen. But logistically, it's a fucking nightmare for the UFC. Right? Because they got to figure out, who am I losing from 170? Who's going to go to 175? Who's going to go to 165?
But the thing is,
but you got to let the fighters choose. Like, okay, you set up the weight classes. You guys choose where you want to fight, and we'll start setting it up.
Right. But
there is going to be a transition period there.
The meat of the UFC roster, like where the best fighters are in those little weight classes between 145 and 185.
Yeah.
And that's where we're missing all those 10-pound increments.
Yeah.
So I think, you're going to have, like, 170 could probably use a couple of the fucking fighters to drop down to 165, right? And have other fighters go to 175. Because, like, that weight class is way too stacked. 155 is way too stacked.
You know what the problem? You know what I think is holding the UFC back, in all honesty? I think they're afraid of losing the middleweight division. Because I really think if you have a 175 and you have a 195, I don't think you see too many killers at 180. Like 185.
You don't think?
No, I really don't. You look at the middleweight division, right? Like, all those guys are either oversized or undersized guys that are coming up from 170, like Kelvin Gastelum, Johnny Hendricks. All those guys automatically go to 175, right?
Well, for a joke.
And all the guys that are too big, right? The guys who have a hard time cutting the weight, Yoel Romero, big guys like that. Well, look at Luke Rockhold's already going up to 205, right? If there's a 195, that's where he'd be. That's where Yoel would be. So 185 would become a very fucking thin division. I think.
But wouldn't you rather have one thin division and a bunch of other stacked divisions?
Absolutely, but that middleweight division has been a glamour division, really, for the UFC ever since Anderson Silva came over. Really, ever since Rich Franklin came over, way back in the fucking day. That's been a glamour division, right? Because you had Rich Franklin, you had Anderson Silva, you had Chris Weidman was never really a world fucking beater. But, I mean, he's a world beater, but he was never popular with the fans. Even though he's this all-American guy and all this fucking bullshit.
But now, look at 185. They don't even have a champion.
What are you talking about?
Well, they will, but...
What are you talking about?
Well,
there's a very fucking clear champion. His name is Bobby Knuckles. Robert Whittaker is the fucking clear champion.
But he won the interim title at the time.
That's true, but he's the fucking champion.
I guess, but he didn't beat the champion.
He's the champion.
I don't know.
He's the fucking champion.
To me, until they fight, that's when the real belt exists.
Well, they already fought.
Because
they already fucking fought. He already fought Yoel Romero.
It doesn't matter. It's not MMA match.
It's gonna be the same result.
Probably. I agree.
Same fucking result.
I agree.
Actually, I actually think that Whittaker's gonna hurt Yoel Romero somewhere in the third or fourth round. We'll talk about that when that fight
when it gets closer.
But it's getting closer.
But my point is,
coming
no
right
one's
up
really
next month.
talking. Not even that fight. That fight's not really getting that much fucking.
It's not getting a lot of love.
Colby's getting way more attention, and it's on that. It's before that. It's the co-main.
Yeah, I think Bisping actually breathed life back into that fucking division. He really did. And excuse me, Jesus, that was terrible. GSP in that fight with Bisping brought a lot of life back, but then it went right out because GSP relinquished the belt. Bisping retired.
Bitch move.
Right? It was, I don't know if it was a bitch move, but I'm not sure I agree with you on that.
Bitch move.
I'm not sure that GSP has ever made a fucking bitch move.
He just did.
Yeah, it's
you got to call spade a spade, Mark.
You fucking
You got to call a
guys.
spade a fucking spade.
You fucking new fans to this
fucking
goddamn Jesus Christ.
Bitch move.
Jesus Christ. And you fucking new guys, you weren't around when GSP was tearing through
I know.
The Canadian promotion that was called TKO. No, you don't know.
I know, but in school,
No, you don't know.
School was never canceled.
No, you don't know.
And snowbanks were 10 feet high.
No, you don't know.
And times were different.
You don't know.
And now we're in a different place, Mark.
You don't fucking know.
And he made a bitch move.
You're gonna know though, because it's gonna be your homework if you fucking do it.
I was gonna say.
I'm gonna start giving you grades, by the way.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or
I'm gonna have to start giving you grades. Yeah. Well, as soon as we get sponsors, we'll talk about it.
All right.
Yeah, anyway, I think that's one of the things that's holding them back is that it will thin out some of the glamour divisions.
Oh, for
right?
sure.
It will.
For sure.
So I think that's why they're dragging their heels. It needs to happen. I think it needs to happen for, for the benefit of the fans, but more importantly, for the safety of the fucking fighters.
I don't think Dana wants that extra work.
No, you're right. And I don't think the match
kind of just
I don't think the matchmakers want it either.
Man.
Yeah.
Dana's kind of he seems kind of laid back lately. Nothing really seems to fuck with him. Even Connor's smashing buses and stuff. He's like, yeah, what a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll fight. He's going to be all right.
Yeah.
He's going to be all right. The other guy, the one that smashed the bus with him, that was in court with him or whatever.
Yeah.
He's already signed a new fight.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
UFC's not too worried about it.
They're not too worried about it. And listen, if Connor called Dana today and said, I want to fight in 2 months, he's going to fight in 2 months.
You're fucking right.
He's going to fight in 2 months. There's no question about it. Okay, so we've come the long way around to this.
To this pick.
Who picked first last time? I did. You get the pick. So are you going to stick with your Stephen Thompson or are you going to fucking turn?
So I'm going to break this down.
Please do.
A little bit.
Actually, before you do.
Yeah.
Well, and people won't even know this. All right, what do you have to say about it?
Fucking my boy, my Wonder Boy. All right. So I actually battled with this because my instinct was Wonder Boy KO first round.
Whoa, Jesus Christ. That's an aggressive pick.
Initial instinct.
Sure. Well, listen, you know what? Like,
but then it was my heart.
On paper, really, if you look at, their histories, that's not a bad pick.
It's not a terrible pick.
No, it's not a bad pick. Yeah. I mean, on paper, that's what should happen. Right? If you look at the records, respectively.
If you look at who they beat and all that stuff, I guess for sure.
Absolutely.
But then I started looking at this a little more, I don't know, critically.
Sure.
Look at the fighters, look at them, their size, all that stuff. I still think Wonder Boy is the better technical fighter.
Sure.
And I think he's unbelievably smart in that octagon.
Right. But you're picking Till. I love this. Because you're setting me up with this Stephen Thompson. This. No. But there's a huge but. Nah, kind of.
Darren Till. So Darren Till's a monster. And I think if Darren Till gets a good fucking crack on Wonder Boy, he'll be able to finish the fight. Because, what's his dick there? Woodley touched him a couple times.
Yeah.
And put him down.
And fucking hurt him.
Hurt him bad.
Put him on his ass. Almost
but Wonder Boy fucking held, especially in that guillotine. He held on for fucking, was it a minute and a half?
You can't sub that motherfucker. There's no subbing Stephen Thompson.
Man. I can't pick against Wonder Boy.
So you're going Wonder Boy.
I'm going Wonder Boy.
I got to tell you, whoever you were picking, I was going the other way.
Yeah?
And to be honest, I was hoping you were picking Till.
Oh, really? I'm picking Wonder Boy.
You're picking Thompson.
By decision.
And
the reason why I'm thinking that is because I think Wonder Boy's going to play it kind of like he played Woodley.
Yeah.
Not as defensively because he's not too worried about the takedown, I don't think. I think he's more worried about being knocked the fuck out by Darren Till.
Yeah.
And I just think he's just going to hold the distance, be able to just almost point karate like he's used to.
Yeah.
Just make contact. He's just going to do more on the feet. And I think he's just going to win the judges.
This is the smartest pick.
That's all I got. Yeah.
This is the smartest pick. If you're going to play pro line, that's what it's going to say.
Yeah, exactly.
Those are the odds. All the odds makers have it Thompson by decision.
I would think
that's the smartest fucking thing. It's very hard to get to him. The only way Woodley got to him was by fighting him for 10 fucking rounds.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And finally starting to figure out openings.
This is a 5-round fight.
This is Till's first look at Thompson. And you can watch all his fights. And
Till's first 5-round fight.
That's right. And that's significant. This is, you can watch tape on Thompson all day long, and you can bring in karate guys to train with who you think can simulate his style, but you really only get to look at that fighter when you're in there with him.
Right.
And by then, it's too fucking late to practice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that makes it tough. If you had picked Till, I was going to pick Thompson by decision. He's an excellent defensive fighter.
Yeah.
And make no mistake, he can knock Till out too.
He can, but
this may
Till's
be
fucking big, man.
This may be a Thompson knockout. It very well
that
fucking
would be
may
insane.
be.
That'll skyrocket him right back to where he needs to be.
But here's my deal. I'm going with Darren Till. Mostly to be a contrarian. I want to pick something fucking different.
It's a buck.
I honestly, if someone said here's $100, put it on a fighter on this fight, I'm gonna pick exactly what you pick.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. My heart's been broken a lot this year.
Oh no.
My heart's been broken a lot. These fucking young
not
guys.
Listening to me.
These young guys keep coming up
right.
and fucking killing the legends.
I know.
And Till just did that to one of my favorites of all time.
Cowboy
Cerrone.
I love Cowboy.
And he
man.
fucking destroyed him, and nobody saw it coming. And like you said, Till enjoys a large size advantage.
Yeah.
And that's big. You know, like we'll talk about you and I, because you and I are going to do a roll, and you're quite a bit bigger than I am. Size means nothing.
I'm a little lacking in technique.
Unless skill is equal. That's the only time size matters.
Yeah, exactly.
When skill is equal, size fucking matters. And in this case, I think their skills are relatively equal, even though Thompson has way more experience. I honestly think Thompson's experience is going to carry him through it.
Is Till a ground guy
but
at all?
My pick is a first-round knockout by Darren Till.
I think he's
going to come out very aggressively.
Yeah.
And I think Thompson is going to expect, a 5-round sparring match. Kind of like he's had his last 2 fights
KO.
with Woodley, right? I'm picking Till to come out guns fucking blazing and be aggressive. First round KO.
See, if I was picking Till, I think I would go second or third round.
Yeah.
Because I think the first round, it's going to be kind of a boring fucking round.
Listen.
But you have a good point.
Darren Till.
If you want to beat Wonder Boy, you got to just fucking go at him.
You got to go at him. And Darren Till versus Cowboy Cerrone.
Exactly
there was no feeling out process.
That's a good point.
Right? And the thing is, here's what I like about my pick. Stephen Thompson is a slow starter. You know who else is a slow starter? Cowboy Cerrone.
Yes.
And we saw what happened there, right?
Yeah, but to me, I'm just looking at, Wonder Boy is a whole light year when it comes to technique, striking wise.
And experience.
Compared to Cowboy.
Yeah. Oh, right? Absolutely. Compared to anybody.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And he's coming at this from an angle that you really can't train for that well.
Yeah.
You can train for Cowboy. You know what he's going to come out with.
Well, Cowboy's he's got great technique, but he's very straight up Muay Thai.
Yeah.
Right? You know the combos. Nobody's surprised by any combos, right? Like Stephen Thompson can stand right in front of you and kick you and knock you out with his lead leg.
Right.
And not many fucking people can do that.
And he switches.
You know who else is good at that, though? Darren fucking Till.
Oh, well, so is Holly Holm.
Yeah, Holly Holm is too.
But
not even the same universe, but yeah.
What I like about Wonder Boy too is like you hate women.
No, it's just,
I'm just kidding.
The skill level is much different.
I know, but her question mark kick is fucking insane.
It's beautiful.
Anyway, the way Wonder Boy switches stances is he nonstop is going orthodox southpaw.
He's constantly giving you a different look.
Yeah, and up and down. Yeah. He doesn't stop moving his feet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He never gives you that opportunity where, okay, now I see he stops. Right? Like when you're fighting somebody, you try to read them as the fight goes along. So what I always try to do is find out when they stop. If I'm sparring somebody, I'm watching for when they stop. And it's when I figure that out, that's when I strike.
Makes
right?
sense.
If you pause after every left hook and you reset after every time you throw a left hook, that's when I'm coming after you. As soon as you land that right hook, you're eating a big fucking right hand from me because you're flat-footed, you're not moving, I got you.
Right.
Stephen Thompson never gives you that opening. Gives you that opportunity.
Comes out of those combos with a different stance than what he went in with.
That's right. And he improves every single fucking fight.
Yeah.
But
do you like that he sticks with his old man, or do you think he should maybe enhance that training a bit?
No, I think he should stick with his old man because his old man is smart enough to say, okay, we need to go to TriStar and train for this.
So they do all that.
Yeah, or we need to go see John Danaher and fucking.
Because sometimes when I see some of these fighters and they're like with their dads or with like these guys that brought them up from when they were 14, I'm like, there's a point in your training where it's time to move to the next tier of trainers.
That's true.
So it's good that he at least is doing all. I didn't know he did all.
Yeah. Well, sometimes a trainer will hold you back, right?
Yeah.
Like for instance, take Nick, the guy I train, right? I've been training him for his last 3 fights, and he's been victorious through all 3. But I encourage him all the time to go to different gyms and train with different fucking people. And hey, let's go to MXT and see what they're doing, and let's train with them, right? You have to be open to that as a trainer.
I think so.
If you think you know all the fucking answers, you're not doing your fighter any service, right? Not at all.
Right.
So, but yeah, man, it just 2018's been breaking my heart, and it's showing me that there is a new level now in the sport, and Darren Till represents that new guard. We'll see. We'll see if the torch is passed or if Stephen Thompson's going to hold on to that torch.
I don't think Stephen Thompson's at that point yet. He's not Carlos Condon, right? He's not a fucking bum, but I don't think he's there. I know.
Dude, I'm gonna hold.
I wish people could see you shaking your head.
I'm gonna hold whatever sub I get on you. I'm gonna hold that
Well,
motherfucker.
we had a deal.
Like Gracie versus
We
Gordo.
had a deal.
I'm gonna hold it just for those fucking condits.
I'm writing up a contract for this.
Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, talking about that, it's so funny because while we were watching the fights on Saturday night, you were watching them where you were, and I was watching them here, and but we were shit talking back and forth.
Yeah.
Right. You were shooting some fire about our grappling match coming up, and now you think you're gonna do just great. And
I think was there a fight with a quick finish or something? And with a sub, and I said, "This is what our fight's gonna look like," or some shit like that.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you were sending me fucking muscle emoticons and all this fucking bullshit, right? And listen,
really hot.
And I love it. And I love it. And so wasn't I. So I love that fucking shit, right? So I'm just gonna tell you a little story, okay? So, anyways, listen. When you and I grapple, there's gonna be a point where you think you're doing fucking great, and that's when you're gonna be all fucking over. I'm gonna be 7 moves ahead of you at all times. Here's why. Okay,
that's the most fun about that.
Exactly. Yeah. But here's the thing, man. I put my 10,000 hours in on the fucking mat. 10,000 hours versus your 0. You really have no chance.
I know.
But here's what I love. I'll tell you a little fucking story. Back when I owned the store, this happened all the time. Guys would come in, and I had a fight club in my backyard. Now, I didn't teach anybody any techniques. I didn't. There wasn't no stand in the mirror and fucking punch this way and punch that way and yes, fucking sensei and all that bullshit. Right. I had a fight club in my backyard. You come in, we put on the gloves, and we fucking go at it. And anybody that wants to come out is fucking come out. And everybody's cool, right? Like if you hurt somebody, you stand the fuck back. Anyone taps you, let it go. It's all sportsmanship.
Perfect.
But it was just a fight club.
Sounds like my high school.
It was called shed fighting. It was in my shed out back. I mean, this shed was like 10 by 22. It's a big fucking shed.
That's a nice fucking shed.
It was a good sized shed. And it was well matted. The walls were all fucking matted. It was a good fucking spot. But it was a place where you would come out and fucking fight. Man, my philosophy is you want to learn how to fight, you got to fight.
Yeah, I agree.
You don't learn how to fight by going, this is how you throw a punch, and I'll do that in the mirror a whole bunch of times.
Right.
And don't punch anybody, and they're not punching you back.
Yeah,
my philosophy has always been, you want to learn how to fight, you got to fight. Plain and simple. So anyway.
Explains why I like Cowboys so much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, but when I had the fight store, people came in talking shit all the fucking time, right? Everybody thinks they're a fucking world beater. I can't even tell you how many times people came in and said to me, and Anderson Silva was the champion at the time and unbeaten, right? And well, not unbeaten, but people will come in and say, I know if I could just hit him once, because I've won so many street fights. I know if I could hit him once, I'd be the fucking world champion. And I would say to these guys, you wouldn't even have an opportunity to hit him.
Right.
This guy's a fucking ninja. You have no idea the level that you're talking about.
Not ninja.
You think you're going to hit him, and he's going to be behind you. He's going to tap you on the fucking shoulder, and you're going to turn around. You're going to be out fucking cold looking at the lights.
I love it.
You know? Anyway, this guy comes in one time, and this guy was head to toe in tapo gear, right? Head to toe. Now, back in the day,
I love it.
Back in like the early 2000s, tapo was huge. And
I know tapo.
And the cool people wore tapo back in the day. Once tapo and UFC got mainstream, like Ultimate Fighter kind of era, tapo was like anybody hardcore fan would laugh at anybody walking around with a tapo shirt.
Those tap out shit from Fish and Brew?
What are you talking about?
You can't wear a tap out gear, like sweaters, shirts, hats. Hoodies.
I saw a guy wearing a tap out hat the other day. First time I've seen it in a long fucking time.
They still exist?
They banned it. They banned it at the bar.
Yeah, they had it on. They had a poster on their fucking front door.
That makes sense, right? Oh, tapo, you a fucking tough guy?
Well, they had a bunch of different rules.
Yeah.
Right? But that was one of them. One of them was, I think it was no hoodies. That was a rule.
No hoodies.
And then one was like, literally, it wasn't even MMA. It was like, no, it had top out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking goons.
So this guy comes in, and obviously I sold tapo gear, right? But
anybody. Fuck.
Exactly.
You want to go to
it sold like hotcakes, right?
Right.
But anybody that came in to buy tapo.
It's like four-wheeler guys buying Fox gear, right?
Exactly. Yeah. But Fox gear is still fucking cool, right? Mm-hmm. That's the difference. Tapo's no longer fucking cool. Mm-mm. And by this time, like 2007, 2008, tapo was not cool.
Right.
The cool guys were wearing, other brands like our VCA, stuff like that. Nobody was wearing tapo. Only the posers were wearing fucking tapo.
And like if they wore if they should be wearing a size medium, they're wearing like a size 3XL, right?
Yeah.
Those are the tapo guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Mr. Flatbeak.
Or they should be wearing large and they're wearing small. I call them the mediums.
Oh, those guys, they hit up Good Life.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this guy comes into the store one day, And he's wearing everything tap out. I'm not even joking you. He had tap out fucking sneakers, socks,
Love it.
underwear.
Sneakers.
This guy is head to toe fucking tap out, and all he wants to do is be a UFC champion. Super out of shape.
Doesn't even train.
Right? Never trained a fucking day in his life.
That's what I mean.
Told me he had all these street fights and he's undefeated and he's a fucking killer and his techniques he can't even be used in the UFC.
Oh, that's right.
All this fucking shit,
Pit
right?
fighting.
This was exactly. And this was a regular fucking story. And what I'd always say to these people that come in, say, well, listen, man, if you're interested in fighting, you know, I got a fight club in my backyard. We fucking train. Come on out. And many people took me up on it. A lot of people didn't, said they would, excuses, you know, all that
Makes
shit.
sense, yeah.
This guy came out. So I put him in against my buddy Kirk first. And Kirk is kind of green, but he's fucking game, you know, and he can throw a head kick.
Nice.
Like first round, this guy went like, hey, you're showing up the fight club. You're sparring right away. Right?
That's fight club.
It's your first night. You have to fight. Right? That's the way it goes.
That's amazing.
I put him in against Kirk. Kirk head kicks this guy in the next fucking week. Like just fucking dummies him. Knocks him down. Not completely out, but knocked him down. Rattled his fucking brains a little bit. So I shut the fucking striking down. Like, okay, you got a taste of that, bud.
Yeah.
Right?
We'll grapple now.
Yeah. So I said, okay, now you're going to grapple with me. And I tapped this kid out left, right, and center. The more I tapped him out, the more angry he fucking got about being tapped out. Because jiu-jitsu fucks with your ego, dude. You're going to find out.
See,
You're going to find out. It
I
fucks
don't
with,
think
it
it'll
fucks
happen
with your
with
ego.
me because I'm not expecting to be anything besides
Exactly.
tapped
So
out constantly.
you'll be okay.
I'm expecting just to constantly be like, fuck,
Yeah.
fuck,
Shit.
fuck,
Shit. Show me how you do that. Show
Yeah,
me how you do
exactly.
that. That was my
So,
attitude, right?
yeah, that's how
I need to learn how to fucking do this. If
Right,
you can beat
man.
me that easily,
Yeah.
I need to learn it. This guy, that was not his fucking attitude. He already thought he was world champion in his mind already. And anyways, I tapped him out about 4 times. He was completely exhausted, right? Like this guy was, you know, I can grapple for fucking 3 hours in a row. Even right now, I could just drop on the ground and grapple for 3 hours just because I've done it so much. It's experience.
I guess
I know
muscle
how to
memory at this
well,
point,
I know
right?
how to relax and I know how to breathe. I'm not going to be holding my breath. I know I'm in no danger, right? Like when you first start grappling, you're going to hold your breath. You're going to get gassed so quickly because it's just everything seems so extreme to you, right? Once you get experience,
I'm starting to breathe heavy right now.
just thinking about it, right? But once you've done it so much, you learn to relax, and that's what makes jiu-jitsu fighters dangerous because they're not out of breath and they're relaxing. They're just waiting for you to make a mistake, and they're going to capitalize, and you're dead.
Yeah.
Anyway, this guy couldn't handle all fucking tap out gear. He comes out one time. He got almost KO'd and tapped out a fucking number of times. Off he goes. And that was such a familiar fucking story. When I owned that fight store, it was ridiculous. But it was always nice. It was always nice to have punching bags come out to the shed.
I would imagine. See, like where I would expect me to be in that category with zero training is if you put me down there with a guy with the same experience as me,
right?
I would like to think that I would do it just because the amount of MMA I watch.
Sure.
And I know like
and there's something to that, dude. There is something to watching.
Like I notice where guys put their like if they're they have someone's back, I know how they like where they hook their legs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I know they're doing that to control the body. So I know if I had a guy who had no idea what he was doing, that I could do that to him.
Absolutely.
And then I would know really what to do.
Yeah.
But I could slowly, I think, figure it out based on, okay, I know because of this and that.
Yeah.
But I know that if the guy had a month's worth of jiu-jitsu training, that I would be fucked.
You'd be in a little bit of trouble. Yeah. But the thing is, you're watching it as a student.
Yeah, because I do it even to like Shelby, when we're just like, she's laying on the couch, I'll just hook my legs around her.
Yeah.
And then she's like, let me go. And I'm like, no, I got ya. And I don't even know what it's called, but I've seen it so much that I can lock her.
You got her hooked.
And then she's tiny too.
Yeah.
So I can just barely just like tap her, you know what I mean? Tap her in the head and stuff.
Yeah,
and she's like, let me go. And I'm like, and to me, I think that's like the coolest shit.
You only do that when she's on her period, though, and there's no chance of getting laid.
Yeah, exactly. No, but like
for 3 weeks of the month, you wouldn't fucking dare do that.
No. Yeah. Like, hey, whatever you need, dear. Would you like a drink?
Yeah.
But to me, that shit gets me like almost kind of excited, like knowing that, oh shit, that's very cool how like I can do that, and she's kind of fucked.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't know that she needs to kind of turn to and then use my leg as like leverage to get off.
Yeah.
She doesn't realize that would help her. She's just trying to fucking wiggle her way out.
Yeah.
And that shit to me is so cool.
That's what I love about martial arts, because like martial arts at work, like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, that's my favorite. By far my favorite.
It's what I love about, like I've been doing this shit, since the late 90s, Jiu-Jitsu. And like if I walk into a room, I don't fucking worry about anybody in that room giving me a hard time. You know what I mean? And it's a nice feeling. I can walk into that room and go, even that big motherfucker, If he wants to have a problem, I'm going to choke him the fuck out.
Exactly.
I'm going to choke him out. I have no fear. You know?
Well, I remember...
I'm 5'3" and 155 pounds. You know? I have no fear.
Shelby and I got talking the other night a little bit about conspiracy theories.
Right. Nice.
So I got talking to her a little bit about chemtrails and contrails, stuff like that.
Yeah, good stuff.
So she was kind of like... She seemed a little interested.
She was open to it, at least.
Right. So I said, you want to watch something that's going to be entertaining to watch for you, but it's going to give you enough information. I said, plus it gives you both sides, so it gives you a better perspective. I said, Joe Rogan questions everything.
Yeah.
I said, it's on Netflix.
Decent show.
So I said, we'll go through all the episodes. If something stands out to you, we'll watch that.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of explaining what they all are to her, to as best of my knowledge.
Sure.
And she seemed the most interested, most terrified, I guess, of the chemtrails.
Right.
And so we started watching that. And and Joe Rogan, to one guy's basically, he looks at him like from how close we are, and he's like, I'm calling bullshit on this.
Yeah.
And Shelby's like,
over the sludge.
Yes.
Shit. Yeah.
Over the sludge. Yeah, the water. Yeah. And
listen, Joe Rogan, I love him and I support him in most things. He's fucking dead wrong on the chemtrails.
He's
dead
right against them.
Fucking wrong. And it's the one thing that bothers me about Joe Rogan.
I know. That's not the point of this story.
Okay.
So the point of the story is he's just calling bullshit on this guy right to his face. And Shelby's like, holy fuck, he's kind of like calling him out. I'm like, the reason why is because he knows there's no fear of physical threat.
Yeah, if it comes down to physical.
Zero.
Not only that, Rogan's probably
word.
smarter than this fucking guy too.
Yeah, especially if he's dealing with some of these people.
Yeah. Like I've had a few comedy beefs, right? And I'm so secure.
No,
I'm so secure in the comedy beefs.
You haven't had a comedy beef.
I'm so secure in the comedy beefs because first of all, all the comedy beefs I've had, I'm better than that fucking comic.
I love it.
At comedy.
Yeah.
Right? I'm better at comedy. I'm better at arguing. And I can beat the fucking shit out of you.
You are a good arguer.
So I'm very confident.
Oh,
I'm very comfortable
Full circle.
in any of these. Exactly, right? Yeah, it's kind of, I don't know.
It's like my favorite stories.
It's nice to be comfortable.
My favorite Joe Rogan story is with him with, what's the fuck?
Carlos.
In the hotel? Yes, Carlos Mencia in the hotel.
Yeah.
And then the fucking security comes running up and Rogan just like calmly just goes, oh, it's okay, man. He's just going to put him to sleep.
Yeah.
Like,
no big deal.
Oh my fuck, man. What a good story that is.
Yeah, it's fine.
Just
Don't
like,
worry.
all right, I'm just going to wrap you up, put you to sleep, and then your boys can like help you as you gain consciousness.
Yeah.
You know, get to the elevator and go away.
Yeah.
That's an amazing story.
Yeah.
And that to me is one of the like, stories that sold me on jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Was the fact that like no matter what happens, like being trained in that field doesn't mean you're going around starting shit. It means that if a drunk asshole...
Just the opposite.
Exactly. If a drunk asshole is starting shit, you can just end it quick without too much violence and walk away and be like, all right,
no one gets hurt.
No one gets hurt. He's just going to go to sleep and wake back up like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
That's it.
There's been a couple guys where I had to choke out twice. Right? Choke him out, hold him, wait for him to come back and whisper in his ear.
It's okay.
We're done, bud. Don't get fucking crazy because if you get crazy, I'm putting you to sleep again. Right? And they get fucking crazy again.
Oh, it's
and you put them to sleep again. And then they wake up again and you go, you're only out for a few...
because they think, oh, I see it coming now.
Yeah.
And
but
you're like, no, I don't.
You're only out for a few seconds, right?
Right.
And then so you wake up again. Well, good morning, sweetheart. Remember I told you, you're going to go to fucking sleep again.
Right.
So I'm going to tell you again, next time I'm not going to be so nice. Maybe I fucking hold it longer. Maybe you don't wake up.
Well, it's true.
Calm the fuck down.
Some of these videos you see online are just like a guy and his girl fucking walking down the street and then this guy walks by and slaps her in the ass.
Yeah.
And then that guy with the girlfriend happens to be a jiu-jitsu or like a Muay Thai guy.
Yeah.
And then the video is him kicking the shit out of the other guy.
Sure.
And I just love the fact that if something happened, like, you know, sure, I'm tough enough now, but I don't have training to know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
If that guy had any kind of training, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
I'd rather have me in a position where if something uncontrollable happens where I can't walk away, that I could just...
You can deal with it.
Put him to sleep and then get up and be like, all right, man, can we just calm the... Because I'm a generally calm guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Me too, man. It takes a lot to get me worked up, like to go for a physical fight nowadays.
Yeah, I was going to say...
When I was younger, drop of a fucking hat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But nowadays, I try to avoid any fucking fight. I don't want to fight anybody.
I've been in...
Unless it's in a gym.
I've been in pubs with guys who like look over and be like, what's the fuck's that guy looking at me for? I'm like, what are you doing, man? Yeah. Even if he's looking at you... because you're covered in tattoos and he thinks, look at this fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Who cares?
He's not saying it to you, so who cares?
Yeah. If he comes over to threaten me, then it's a different fucking story.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Absolutely. And you know what the problem is though, when you're a guy that can handle himself, and you go out with people who can't, they get you into fights.
Yeah, I can see that,
because they know that you can back it up.
Right. Well,
so they'll go fucking mouth into somebody and then run behind you when that person comes. Right.
Well,
That's when you step aside and go, "You're on your own, bud."
Yeah. We talked about it. It's kind of that. I had that kind of situation back with the motorcycle club days, because like we go out to a bar or something, and then one guy would kind of want to be a little dickish.
Yeah, because he knows he's got the club.
Because he knows he's got 7 or 8 guys with him that night.
Yeah,
and it doesn't matter if it's his fault or not. We're going to defend him.
Sure, you can't let him get his ass kicked.
And then when we get him private, we're going to be like, why are you such a fucking piece of shit? But nobody knows that part happens.
That's right.
They just see a bunch of fucking guys, bullying this other guy or whatever, right? They don't see that. When they pull him away, they're like, why are you being a jackass? That makes us look like shit and stuff like that. So
should beat the shit out of that guy.
Yeah, well, sometimes that shit kind of happens, right? You get fucking heated with a guy and then fist fight happens and us the boys go sit down and let you guys deal with it.
Yeah.
And fucking 10 minutes later, you're sharing a beer or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's shitty when those situations happens when people just think, okay, because this guy's here or these group of people are here, I can be an asshole.
Yeah,
that's insane.
To me, any fight that happens outside of a sanctioned fight,
right?
I'm not into it.
No,
I'm not interested in it.
It ruins a moment. I've been in you're out having a good time with your especially like Shelby and I. We don't go out that often, so if there's a big event that we're going out to. And if there's any kind of altercation, even if it's not physical, just people arguing, we're like, fuck, man, can't we just have a good time tonight? Why do people have to make it dramatic?
It's hard to walk away, man. I was at the R Bar last year, and I was standing at the back talking to Arif. We were minding our own business. The show hadn't started yet, and there's some drunk fucking idiot in there, and he's looking at me, he's looking at me, right? And he said, "Oh, you enjoying yourself?" I said, "Yeah, I am actually. Thank you." And I was sick at this time. I was having this respiratory problem.
Oh, okay, right.
And anyway, he starts, well, you don't want to fuck around with me. And I'm like, okay, bud, okay. Nobody wants any problems.
Calm
Talking
down.
to Arif, you know what I mean? And he puts his foot up on the
railing or whatever.
Right up on the fucking bar.
Holy fuck.
You see this? You don't want to know what this can do to you.
Oh, my.
And I just wanted to grab his foot by the ankle and just throw him across the fucking room and kill him. I just fucking, okay, man. No, listen, hey, I believe you. You're a killer,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I had a situation. I was walking
me.
uptown a few months ago. Just walking uptown, just walking in Brunswick Square. And some guy, I had my headphones in.
Right.
So I couldn't hear shit. Right. I always walk around the headphones, listen to a podcast.
Yeah.
Right.
Your
Not just clips. You fucking
Jesus.
You do the same thing. Fuck you.
I do no such thing.
You don't walk around with headphones in.
Nope. Sure don't.
Oh, you liar.
My son does.
Yeah, your son.
My 14-year-old.
I knew I
son
liked that kid.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I was walking around with podcasts then. And probably the Sploodcast.
Clips.
So don't give me too much
Clips.
shit.
Yeah.
Probably the Sploodcast. Right?
I can dig it.
So I'm walking in and some guy, I thought he just said, I thought it was, honestly, I don't want to sound like a dick, but look, I thought it was some guy asking me if I had changed or something.
Right.
He's just some kind of thug like kid, like young guy. Little
Why is anybody talking to you anyway?
Right. So anyway, I just kind of played and I was like, oh, what was that, man? Because I could tell he said something to me and he's like, you said something to me. And I was like, I didn't say anything, man. He's like, yeah, you did. I was like, what? I just was like, whatever, man. Just put my headphone back in, walked in the fucking mall, whatever.
Yeah.
But I was like, why would he go out of his way?
Yeah.
He knows I didn't say anything. I'm walking fucking dead silence.
Yeah.
And he knows, he probably just, if he knew that I had headphones in, he probably wouldn't have said anything.
Yeah.
He probably didn't notice them. But I'm like, there's so many of those assholes out there that are just willing to start shit.
Yeah.
And actually, Matt Keenan.
But you hit him once. You hit him once. It's over.
Oh, yeah. He looked fragile as fuck. He loved fucking crack cocaine for sure. He is skinny motherfucker.
Yeah, yeah.
I could have broke him in two, but I'm like, man, just like, if you need it, like, if you want to smoke, just like, I'll give you $1. You can get a smoke or something. But like, don't try to like start a fight.
Most of the times, you can avoid a fight by being willing to fight. You know?
Maybe.
Because most people aren't. They want to talk and they want to push and they want to talk and they want to push. Right? I don't fucking play that game.
Yeah.
If there's going to be a fight, I'm going to hit you first, and it's going to happen when I decide it's going to happen. I don't stand around and talk to people and push and wait for a fight to happen. I've never been that way.
People just gotta fucking chill out, bro.
Chill the fuck out. Save the fighting for the professionals, like Darren Till, first round KO.
That's why cannabis being legal, it's gonna chill people out.
Do you think so?
I hope.
You hope.
You see where they're building the building right by the superstore there and all that?
What do you mean?
In the valley?
No.
So you know we see where they're building that shit right by the grocery store?
Yeah.
That's going to be MD Cannabis.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, yes, sir.
Only one location?
Well, in Rosse, yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's going to be one more in East St. John.
Oh, is that what's going there?
Yeah.
Superstore in Rosse?
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
And in
Jamie
town.
and I drove by there yesterday.
Both of them. There's one going in Rosse in town, attached to it, and then the new building they're building like on the opposite side of the superstore.
Yeah.
That's going to be NB
We drove
Canvas.
by that yesterday and we were talking, and Jamie said, I wonder what they're putting there.
That's what it is.
I said, I don't fucking know.
You'll be able to get your groceries, your booze,
Motherfucker.
your snacks at the
Will
dollar
you
store.
be able to go in there next week
No.
and talk about UFC 5?
I'll be able to come here.
You fucking better come here talking about UFC 5, Matt.
We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling.
How do people find us, Matt?
You can find us on Twitter.
Where? What's the Twitter?
Instagram. Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Facebook's kind of
Do we have an email, or do we
use-
not even bother with the emails?
Listen, boys, 2018. We have an email, but nobody fucking emails anymore. It's all direct message on social media.
Right.
But we do have an email, thescrapcast@gmail.com. Don't forget thescrapcast@gmail.com. And it's thescrapcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that shit. You'll see it post in like 10 minutes.
Episode 8 is in the bag. You're all very fucking welcome.
Episode 8, it's my lucky number. So watch it. Let's do it.
Lucky numbers? What the fuck are we?
Oh, Mr. Conspiracy Theory doesn't believe in lucky numbers.